Cloud Dance picked eyebrows, waiting for him to continue. My pure yang can burn everything, including the soul. Small Stink Proud said. That time Nirvana, let me inadvertently understand the existence of pure yang. This will lead into a means of attack. Although pure yang inflammation is severe, it can be controlled by me after I devour it. As high as I want it to be, it will be as high as I want it to be. So the last attack, though it seemed very powerful, didn't do him much damage under my control. On the contrary, he entered the body and burned the seal of blessing given by the beast gate, which made his memory recover. Well, am I smart? Said here, Small Stinky Head, waiting for Cloud praise. Yunwu nodded with a smile. Unexpectedly, it was a blessing in disguise. Cut, how powerful. Then you can't control your strength and make him faint? Long Qingxia said defiantly, without paying any attention to his means. Little Smelly Face a Red quickly retort. What do you know? I want to make it more realistic. Otherwise, how could those old men let him go easily? Cloud Dance helplessly looking at the conversation between the two people. But the heart of the whole thing is clear. The Dark Beast was finally imprisoned in the prison of the Phoenix clan. With the restraint of the array, his strength was suppressed. Even if you wake up, you won't hurt the Fenghuang people. You sent the Fenghuang experts to suppress it. Externally, Feng Huangnu only said that when he woke up, she would let him take back the dark death of the Phoenix family. Using this excuse, she finally blocked Yu's mouth temporarily. Now the Beast Gate has been completely driven out of the Phoenix family. Today we have defeated the Dark Beast. I believe that in the near future, the Phoenix family will return to its former glory. Feng Huang stood on the high platform, looked at the worshipping people below, and said in a loud voice. Although the Phoenix clan is still enveloped in the dark air, the evil beast of darkness is already in our hands. When he wakes up, he will immediately order him to take back the dark air. In a short time, you will not have to suffer anymore. The saint is wise. After listening to Feng Huang's words, the masses below immediately cheered. After being enveloped in the dark for so long, they really missed the past days. Feng Huang looked at the people below with a smile, and only now did she say her decision. Now, in order to celebrate the Phoenix people's getting out of trouble, I decided to celebrate 3 days for the whole family. High voice resounded through the whole world. Feng Huang deliberately made a happy situation, but in her heart, she thought carefully, 3 days, may be enough for her to think of a good way. The people of Phoenix don't know what the saint is thinking, but they are all cheered to hear such news. Among the crowd, the atmosphere of joy could almost put down the pressure of the dull darkness. After people, Feng Huang is also thinking about how to get a satisfactory result. Feng Huangnu felt that she needed to meet the Dark Beast. Late at night, Feng Huang went to Feng Huang's prison alone with the prepared pills. Open the door. Cold voice rang out in the prison. Feng Huangnu, a face of dignity to the prison guards, ordered. The guards looked at each other, and looked at Feng Huang carefully. They all knew the relationship between Feng Huang and the one inside, and they all hesitated. But after all, the saint is a saint, and Her Majesty is still there, so after repeated measurement, she opened the door. The blue light is shining. Although the prison door is open, the array is still there, and the suppression of strength still exists. In this way, even the Dark Beast can't do anything. You go out first. No one can come in without my order. Feng Huang female cold voice orders away. Yes, in the prison, the Dark Beast had already woken up, and was sitting in a corner, with his head down. He didn't know what he was thinking. At the foot and the top of the head are flashing blue light. Let him not play his strength. Also let him walk out of the array range. Hearing the sound of the cell door opening, the Dark Beast raised his head. When I saw a cold face of Feng Huang walking towards me, her eyes flickered, her lips moved, and finally only 3 words were sent out. You're coming. Feng Huang nodded and came in. She took out a small porcelain bottle from her personal space and handed it over. This can make your injury recover faster. The Dark Beast didn't answer. Instead, he laughed. Aren't you afraid that my injury will recover and hurt your people? Feng Huang's eyes moved and she couldn't help feeling distressed. Where does the man in front of you have the old prestige? Although the pride between the eyebrows is still there, but the tone of the speech is never. obstinately throw the small porcelain bottle into each other's arms. Feng Huingve also found a place on the ground and sat down. Even if all your injuries are recovered, you can't hurt my people. Don't forget, this is the prison of Phoenix. Feng Huingve stared at the opposite wall and said coldly. Besides, you promised me that you would never hurt the people of Fenghuang nationality. The dark beast was stunned, staring at the porcelain bottle on his hand, and couldn't help laughing bitterly. Do you think I have the ability to fulfill such a promise? Feng Huingve was stunned and silent. The dark power in his body is not what he said, otherwise he would not hurt the Phoenix people. As long as the power in his body is still there, he will never be recognized by his own people. And their cross-racial love will not be accepted, even if their child is pure blood demon Huang. You need to take back the dark chi of Phoenix. Even for this, you have to recover your body. Feng Huingve finally moved out a reasonable excuse. Dark evil beast alone. This just is to understand the heart of Feng Huang knew, but is to worry about him just. At the moment he didn't hesitate. He opened the porcelain bottle, and took all the pills in it. I just felt that a pure force of medicine in my body slowly dispersed, and my body became more powerful in a moment, and the wound on my body was also nourished by pills. Just from these, we can see that the price of this pill is very expensive, but now it is given to the enemy of a race by Feng Huingve. Why are you? The dark beast cried and laughed. Feng Huingve bowed her head, shook her lips and said, I chose to follow you, so I should have expected that there would be a day. In the days when you were sealed, I never betrayed you. Who knows, you were controlled by the beast gate. Think of the other party did not know their appearance. Feng Huingve only feel a pain in the heart. At the beginning, I was willing to be sealed for you, this time is the same. You don't have to be embarrassed for me and the people, said the dark beast suddenly. Feng Huingve was stunned. This made her think of the good time when they were together. Although it was short, it was the happiest day in her life. The dark beast didn't seem to see Feng Huingve's expression, so he continued to talk. Since these days I have done a lot of things to hurt your people, so even if I was sealed, I should not to mention. I shouldn't have made that seal myself. So when I take back the dark air, you will seal me again. Feng Huingve bit her lips and stood up from the ground. Without saying a word, she turned her head and walked out. Behind him, the dark beast stares at the figure who left. There is a touch of tenderness in his eyes, but he doesn't say anything in the end. The door of the prison closes and the light fades away. Keep an eye on him, and let me know anything as soon as possible, Feng Huingve coldly said to the two guards. Yes. In the room of cloud dance, Long Qingxia and others sit in it one after another. There was a big table on the table in front of us. A group of people were very happy to eat, as if they didn't see the ugly expression on Yinwu's face. These guys have to pull her to the carnival outside. If she doesn't go, they put the carnival in her room. It's too much. Hey, don't rob me. I want to roast myself. This is my rabbit leg. Shengguan pushes Situlan aside and protects his rabbit leg. At the same time also did not forget to turn his head to the side of the small stink said. The fire is not too big, or baked out is not delicious. These people said they were interested in his pure arthritis and asked him to show his hand. What they didn't expect was the so-called show-off, is to give them barbecue. Mama. Small stink wrongly looking at Cloud Dance. Think of let her make the decision for themselves. What are you doing here? Cloud Dance gnashing teeth said. She had planned to practice well. It's rare that things have come to an end. She's not so busy. If she doesn't practice well, she's watching them eat barbecue. Xiaowu, don't you eat with me? Recently, this Phoenix clan has been reveling. I can't see all kinds of delicious and funny things. It's a pity that you don't go to have a look. Shengguan put a mouthful of meat in his mouth and said vaguely. Yunwu frowned. What's good to see? She didn't come here to play. If she couldn't find what she was looking for, there was no need to go out. Anyway, there was no flower of rattan in those funny things outside. Xiaowu, don't listen to his nonsense. We need to discuss the next thing with you. Situlan Bai took a look at the officer and said, It seems that Feng Huangnu is not interested in paying attention to us now. In recent days, we have been asking around. There is nothing you are looking for, so do we need to leave? Smell speech. Small Stink quickly left things on hand, stood up in a hurry, said, "Where to go? I'm going too. I don't want to stay in the Phoenix family and face those old men." Cloud Dance helplessly look at him. Did not expect that this little guy has been toward the Phoenix family. To those elders, what opinion is still so big, really revenge. The Phoenix clan is sure that we don't have what we are looking for. When the Dark Beast problem is solved, we will leave. Cloud Dance said. After all, in any case, we have to wait until he recognizes his parents. Cloud Dance's corner of the mouth raised a smile, pointed to the Small Stink. 3 days passed quickly, and the days of celebration passed. Finally, on this day, Feng Huangnu sent someone to invite Yunwu and others who had been practicing in the room. They were invited directly to the main hall in the center of the mountain palace. In the past, it was a place for discussion. Outsiders didn't even have the qualification to enter, but today it is different. Your Highness. As soon as Feng Huangnu saw them coming in, she quickly stood up and wanted to meet them in person, while the elders standing on both sides also respectfully gave a small gift. Cloud Dance eyebrows slightly pick. It seems that there are things need to come out of their own. This Phoenix family is really a lot of things. Your Highness, the 3-day celebration has passed. The Dark Beast in the prison has recovered from his injury. I think it can recover the dark spirit of the clan. Cloud Dance looking at in front of this frown looking at his saint. In the heart also can't help but sigh. After all, she's Xiao Stink's parents. No matter how she looks at Xiao Stink's face, she can't let the 3 members of the family go down to different places. When the Dark Beast takes back the spirit of darkness, it's time to execute. As a priest, it's natural to take part in such a great event. Yunwu then stood up and said to the people behind him, "Let's go and have a look." Feng Huang's eyes flashed a touch of joy, and then immediately set out. But before we could start, several elders of the clan came in one after another. "Holy daughter, we are going to deal with the evil beast of darkness today. We are here to follow. Yes, it's a big event in the clan for so long. We must see it with our own eyes. Yes, we must see with our own eyes that the Dark Beast is sealed again. Otherwise it will be hard to get rid of our hatred." One voice came out, all of which expressed the hatred of the Dark Beast. Yunfei looks at Feng Huang and sees that her face is more and more ugly, but after all, she can't find a suitable reason not to let them go, so she has to agree. A group of people set out towards the prison. Cloud Dance several people walk in the last. Now, Shangguan came to Yunwu and whispered, "It seems that it's very difficult for the saint to save her sweetheart." Small Stinky Stepmeal, pursed lips coldly said, "I don't care if I and Daddy recognize each other, then none of these people can stop me." Shangguan picked eyebrow, surprised to see a Small Stink. "Tut tut, rare to hear you speak in this tone. It seems to really grow up." Little Stinky Haughty quickly catch up with the Phoenix girl walking in the front. At this time, he should stand beside her and give support. In prison, the guards knew that someone would come today, and they were ready to wait. The Dark Beast is so powerful that no one dares to release him. "Open the door." Feng Huang stood in the front of the team, coldly told the guards. Little Stinky stood beside her, also learning to have no expression on her face. Yes. The door of the prison opened slowly, revealing the blue array. The Dark Beast was standing in it. As soon as the door was opened, he turned around and was right in front of Feng Huang's eyes. Feng Huang moved in her heart. "Don't turn your head," she said to the guard. "Turn off the array." The guard was stunned and didn't respond for a moment. "Holy daughter, the Dark Beast is too powerful. If there is no restriction of array." Behind him, a group of pharaohs frowned and worried. "No matter the array, how can you take back the Dark Death? If he escapes, he will be caught again." Small Stinky eyes a stare. "Don't give these old men any face. Don't you doubt my strength?" "I dare not." The pharaohs quickly said, "Don't you close the array soon?" Little Stink gave a cold hum. These old men, if they don't know anything else, will talk nonsense with him here. At the critical moment, they still have to rely on their fists. Of course, the Phoenix people have become accustomed to being proud. and they don't think it's a bad attitude towards little stink. On the contrary, the more noble and proud the grade is, the more it seems to be taken for granted. This guy is bad at learning from you. Shengguan walked up to Yunwu and tut-tut twice. I know everything. The cloud dances a corner of the mouth to hook. This style still really quite some very much like her. So what's wrong? Shengguan curled his lips, and then suddenly grinned. Good, very good. The array is closed, the blue light dissipates, the prison is dark, only the night pearl inlaid on the wall is illuminated. At the moment when the array is closed, the elders of the Phoenix clan are like enemies, for fear that the dark beast will attack suddenly. However, when the array was closed, nothing happened to the dark beast. After staring at Feng Huang for a long time, she slowly said, "Let's go." Well, Feng Huang nodded, with mixed feelings in her heart. However, she had to order people to watch the dark beast closely, and the group left the prison. How can this dark beast be so honest? An unknown elder asked. I'm afraid it's in the face of the saint. Another elder knows more. For the saint. The former elder was stunned. Suddenly, I thought of something I had heard before. When I contacted the beast gate, the dark beast talked to the saint. Suddenly my face sank, and I looked rather taboo. I'm afraid the saint will protect him after all. The third elder came in and said half of what he said. However, it made all the elders present feel that their hearts sank, and many people made up their minds not to let the saint take sides. Little Stink walked in front, but listened to these people's conversation clearly, and immediately gave a cold hum. If Feng Huang and Yunwu were not present, he would tear up the elders' mouths on the spot. A high platform in the Phoenix clan, a group of people standing below. When I take back the breath of darkness, it's all around me. You can't bear it. The dark beast stopped, turned to Feng Huangnu and said, so there's no need for people to follow me. No way. Feng Huang has not yet export. Behind the elders immediately someone out of a voice cold shout. Don't follow you? Who knows if you're going to run away? Shut up, Feng Huangnu cold drink way. Cold eyes look at the name of the voice of the elder immediately silence. But almost all the elders colluded with each other. At this time they saw that Feng Huangnu really meant to be partial. Immediately, someone ignored Feng Huangnu's anger and said, Saint, it's very important at this time. Please don't believe him easily. If you let him escape, the disaster of the Phoenix clan is not over. The dark people are insidious and cunning. You can't easily believe them. All the people's words point at the evil beast of darkness. For fear that Feng Huang is soft-hearted, she agrees to his request. Feng Huang frowned, trying to stop them. However, as a saint of the Phoenix family, she must be thorough in her work. These people are very authoritative in the family, and have made great contributions to the Phoenix family. No matter what, she can't treat them badly. If you have the courage, you can go up with me, but you will lose your life at that time. Don't say I didn't remind you. The cold vision of the dark beast swept those elders, dropped this sentence and turned to the high platform. The elders were blowing their beards and staring, but they didn't dare to say anything to the dark beast. Saint, shall we go? The guards who originally surrounded the dark beast hesitated when they saw this scene. He doesn't look like a liar. Maybe they can't bear the darkness. Feng Huangnu also wiped those elders, for just their practice is not satisfied, so cold voice said. Ask the elder. The implication is that if they lose their lives, they will be held responsible. The elders choked and looked at each other. No one dared to give orders at will. Well, don't go. It's already started. Small Stink despised to see elders one eye, disdain of say. One by one, these people can only use their mouths to say that they have no ability. See Pure Blood Demon Huang said words. You elders have shut up, also no longer stand out. On the high platform, the dark beast's palms are changing rapidly in front of him, just like the summoning array. Soon, the black energy directly emerges from his body and envelopes his whole body. For a moment, the dark air in the air seemed to be called. Faintly trembling, strong wind, the sound of hoo-hoo, resounded through the whole platform. All the people present felt the restless dark air in the air. I saw that the figure wrapped in the black fog continued to expand. Soon, the body of the dark beast appeared on the high platform, and people could not help but take a breath. Although we knew what the dark beast was like before, it was the first time that we saw it in such a short distance. In particular, the elders of the Phoenix clan were afraid to think that they were so close to him just now. If he is angry, who can resist it? An elder trembled, and said that there was some fear in his heart. This idea spread in the hearts of all the pharaohs, and their expressions fell in the eyes of the little smelly people, and they could not help humming. Then the black fog dispersed, and the huge body suddenly opened its mouth, and a strong suction appeared, just like swallowing the sky and spitting the earth. The air of darkness and death in the environment is constantly pouring into the mouth of the dark beast, and the only thing that is sucked in is the air of darkness. The people under the high platform felt as if they were in the center of a tornado, because they were close to each other. The strength of darkness around them suddenly increased. At the moment, an elder felt unwell and nearly stood unsteadily. Long Qingxia protects Yunwu in his arms. As soon as he turns over his hand, he sets up a barrier around him. They are safe and sound. Shangguan, several people also in the fastest time reaction, have to protect themselves. At this time we can see the strength of the high and low, the black wind, whistling sound, mixed with the dark gas of corrosion. Those elders can't bear it at first. Some people have been staggering for a long time. These stinking old men should let them suffer. Xiao Smelly looked coldly at the elders and tried to set up barriers one by one. What's more, he was already unable to support them. One side of the Fenghuang frowned, looked around, some worried. I'm afraid it's hard for other people to resist except you. Small Stink-a-Lung quickly looked to Cloud Dance a few people. Although they didn't have the effect of restraining the dark air as they did, they all had their own ways to protect themselves from being hurt, and they were immediately relieved. Ah! Suddenly a scream came. Little Smelly looked around, and saw that the barrier of an elder had been broken in the dark whirlwind. At this time, he was tottering in the strong wind, and was about to be blown to the sky. The corrosion of the dark air is not easy. Yunwu glances at him and nods to Xiaoqiu. Well, that's troublesome. Little Stinky turned his mouth, but he still held out his hand. The red fire element emerges, and turns into a circle to wrap the crowd inside. Through the red barrier, you can still see the outside clearly. In this red barrier, people have their own barriers down. The reason why they protect each other just now is just to let the so-called Elder Zhongcheng's memory not be higher than the top all the time. Now that he has learned the lesson, he will naturally learn well. One by one, the elders were flustered by the wind. They couldn't bear the dark air. They just felt very uncomfortable. Now they calmed down and found that they were all in a mess. Only Cloud Dance, that a few people seem to have not experienced the situation just now. General, immediately embarrassed smile. Your Highness is really powerful. He cannot be moved. An elder said to Yunwu with a smile. Cloud Dance lightly looked at him, turned his head and continued to stare at the movement on the high platform. Such a shameless behavior makes those elders dare not even complain. The whirlwind of darkness is getting bigger and bigger, and the whole people feel that kind of uneasiness. Is it going to take back the power of darkness? It seems so. It seems that the wind is getting stronger and stronger. I'd better hide as soon as possible. The point is go, go, go. The power is so strong that it will hurt people in a little while. The clansmen went home one after another and closed the door tightly. In the whole mountain palace, the air of darkness is more and more strong, but outside the mountain palace, especially in some remote places, the air of darkness has disappeared completely, and the sunshine of the past has reappeared. On the high platform in the depth of the mountain palace, the dark evil beast turned into the prototype seems to be tireless. It always has a mouth to devour the dark chi. But the elders in the shield were getting worse and worse. I didn't expect that the air of darkness was so strong. Fortunately, we were far away, and we had a protective cover to restrain the air of darkness. Situlan's eyes fixed on the high platform and said, there was almost nothing else around the shield, as dark as haze. However, it can be seen that the top of the high platform has almost become pure black. To this extent, all the guards are glad that they didn't follow. Otherwise they would have died long ago. This dark spirit is really harmful. No wonder the dark people are not allowed to live in the world. An elder stares at the situation outside. Some palpitations say, "Yes, yes. Fortunately, the dark beast has been subdued by us. Otherwise, we Phoenix people will be enveloped in this poisonous gas all day long, and there will be a great disaster in the future." Another elder continued. "Small stinky hiss laugh say. You poor as can say." The elders froze all over, and shut up one after another. The dark evil beast was subdued by the pure blood demon Huang, which had nothing to do with them. Thinking about the relationship between Xiao Smelly's rebellious nature and the dark evil beast, everyone stopped talking. This situation lasted for a long time. When the dark beast stopped, it was 2 hours later. Once again, the dark beast in the shape of human appeared on the high platform, and the surrounding environment has become extremely sunny. A round of sun in the sky shines in the sky, sprinkling the sun on every corner. It's fine. On the street, a person who took the lead in opening the window looked at the sunny environment and couldn't help shouting excitedly. Hear his voice, immediately someone can't wait to open the window. Great! It's clear. The sun is out again. Come out and have a look, our home has changed again. Come out quickly in the streets and alleys, every one of the Phoenix clan is full of joy. It's over. Feng Huang murmured. Clearly see this kind of Phoenix she should be happy, but now she is not happy. Because just after she left that day, she had a very bold idea. Today, she watched him take back the darkness, as if they were in love. The bold idea in her heart was finally confirmed by her. The red barrier around was removed, and the dark beast stood on the high platform for a long time, staring at the distance, as if he had lost his life. If it wasn't for his powerful posture, I'm afraid someone would have doubted whether he was dead or not. The elders looked at the saint and saw that she only looked at the dark beast above, but did not notice them. So they simply waved their hands. The guards immediately rushed to the stage and surrounded the dark beast. At this time, the dark beast finally had a reaction. His eyes swayed around the guards, and there was a trace of disdain in his eyes. A group of little soldiers. The guards turned pale and blue, but they knew the strength gap with him, and they didn't speak, so they surrounded him. The dark beast did not look at them, but walked directly to the bottom of the high platform. The guards in front of them quickly backed away, and let the dark beast walk towards their saint. I have recovered the spirit of dark death. I think the future Phoenix clan will soon be able to return to its former glory. The dark beast looked at Feng Huang and suddenly showed a smile. The smile appeared on that face, surprisingly warm. Thank you very much. Feng Huang bit her lip and finally spit out the 2 words. Saint, why thank him? Don't forget, the reason why the Phoenix clan has the situation before is that he made it. It's right to take it back. The elder on one side immediately stares at an eye to say, anyway have pure blood demon Huang in. Also not afraid of dark evil beast meeting how? Yes, Saint. Why are you so polite to him? He's just a prisoner now. He'll be sealed sooner or later. Feng Huang lowered her head and didn't speak. She turned a blind eye to what the elders said, and her heart was full of mixed feelings. All shut up. The cold voice rang out and instantly quenched the elders' anger. Feng Huang was stunned. She saw that the dark beast was staring at the elders coldly. It seemed that as long as they dared to say no again, he would do it directly. The dark people no longer exist, and I should have been sealed. Dark evil beast light mouth says. The line of sight puts on the body of the Phoenix female. It seems that only when I talk to her can I be so calm. It wasn't my intention to break the seal this time. I didn't keep my promise with you and hurt your people. Although it's the people of the Beast Gate who did it, it's because I'm not mentally strong and I don't trust you so much. That's why they took advantage of me. Now seal me again. The words of the dark beast floated out little by little, and fell in the ears of every elder, making them completely shut up. The anger that had been directed at him now seemed like they were small-bellied. Feng Huang lowered her head. Her long eyelashes covered her eyes. She didn't speak for a long time. The dark beast was not in a hurry. He turned his head and looked at the little stink standing beside Feng Huang. 2 people looked at each other for a long time. The dark beast suddenly hit the small stink on the shoulder. instantly hurt the small stink teeth crack mouth. The dark beast laughed. Ha ha ha, smelly boy, worthy of my child. Good. I can beat lousy. The dark beast's eyes were bright. Looking at the child who had only seen him a few times, he had mixed feelings in his heart, and inexplicably felt a sense of pride as a father. Little Smelly Smella listened to this words, immediately turned his head, said, I am pure blood demon Huang, of course powerful. The dark beast frowned. As soon as he wanted to say something, he heard Little Stink Tight and said, I'll have a chance to compete with you in the future, Daddy. The dark beast was stunned, and then began to laugh more wildly. The laughter spread far away, as if the whole Phoenix family could hear it, regardless of the elder's face. Ha ha ha, good. How is my son? The dark beast looked at the little stink with a smile on his face, with all kinds of reluctance. Today, I can solve the crisis of the Phoenix family and recognize the children. It's not in vain for me to come out. The dark beast said. It's just that when there is always a difference, you can cut the mess quickly and seal me today. After that, he turned his head and looked at Feng Huangnu, waiting for her action. Everyone's eyes were fixed on Feng Huangnu. As long as she gave an order, someone would take the dark beast away and take him to the place where he had been sealed before. But if she doesn't speak, no one here will be easily moving. Who knows if the dark beast will suddenly hurt people? Saint, make up your mind. People wait for a long time but never see. Feng Huangnu nodded. Finally, that little worry slowly expanded. Someone anxious mouth urged way. Yes, Saint, seal it as soon as possible. There are still many things you need to do in the clan. Feng Huangnu suddenly took a deep breath, raised her head and laughed at the dark beast. This smile was a little puzzling. Then, Feng Huangnu turned her head and slowly opened her mouth to the elders. Everyone from now on, the Phoenix family will ask you. Everyone was stunned and didn't understand what she meant. The corner of Feng Huangnu's mouth raised a smile, as if she had made a decision to make her feel more relaxed. I decided to be sealed with him. What? Everyone was so surprised that even Yunwu didn't expect Feng Huangnu to make this decision. It's no wonder that Feng Huangnu didn't let her interfere since she arrived here. It must be to let her see her decision, so that she can help Fenghuang people more in the future. How can this be done, Saint? You are the saint of our Phoenix clan. How can you be with the people of the Dark clan? Yes, Saint, he is a dark beast. Why do you want to accompany him to seal it? If you do, maybe you will never see the light again. What's more, the dark beast is extremely ferocious. If you insist on going, what should you do when you are hurt by him again? Saint, please think twice. Dissuading voice one after another, have a face anxious looking at Feng Huangnu, want to let her change the decision. Clinker, but Feng Huangnu raised her hand, let everyone quiet down. Needless to say, as a saint, I should think of the Phoenix family and seal the dark beast. However, as a wife I should stand in the husband's position, a family of 3 reunion. It's rare to have 2 perfect laws in the world, so I can only accompany him to be sealed forever. The dark beast was so excited that he almost wanted to hold her in his arms, but he stifled it. How can you be with him, Saint? Since it was a mistake at the beginning, we should not let it continue. Don't go, Saint. It's a sealed place. You can't go, Saint. The elders didn't agree with Feng Huangnu's behavior. But this time, Feng Huangnu simply took the hand of the dark beast and went to the place of the seal. Behind him, a group of elders rushed to catch up with him and tried every means to stop him. Long Qingxia moved in his heart, put his hand around Yunwu's waist, bowed his head and said in a soft voice, "The love that is not tolerated by the secular world is hard." Cloud dance in the heart of a move, naturally understand what the dragon tilt heresy means. For such a long time, she had never heard Long Qingxia say such words. Originally, she thought he didn't care, but now it seems that he also hopes that they can go smoothly. This time, through the feelings of Feng Huangnu and the dark beast, I thought of them. There are some feelings in Yunwu's heart. However, fortunately, both she and Long Qingxia don't believe in fate. Even if they are not accepted by the secular society, what? They will be together as well. Wait. Yunwu suddenly stopped the noisy people. The elders are worrying about the saint. If it wasn't for the dark beast who doesn't agree to let Feng Huang follow him, they would have gone directly to the place to seal it. At this time, they heard Yunwu tell them to stop, and immediately thought that Yunwu is the priest of the Phoenix family, and must be able to convince the saint. At present, the elders cast their eyes toward Yunwu with hope. Cloud Dance also don't let them down, and Long Qingxie go forward together, stand in front of Feng Huang, just block her way. What do you mean, Miss Yin? Feng Huang frowned for fear that the Cloud Dance would stop her. It's not interesting, just a few questions. Cloud Dance Light said. Then he turned around, looked at the elders and asked, "Dare to ask you, why do the Phoenix people fear the dark beasts so much?" It's needless to say that the evil beasts of the dark have done so much evil that they have hurt our people's lives. Naturally, they will seal him. An elder said immediately. As soon as he said this, he was approved by many elders and nodded. But he doesn't look like he's going to hurt the Phoenix people. Cloud Dance pointed to the dark beast said, "Your Highness, don't be fooled by the way he is. The Dark Beast clan is very difficult to deal with. They can't control their anger, and hurt many people before. Who knows when they will suddenly flee? So in order not to cause disaster, it's better to seal it." Another elder said immediately. In a word, in their view, the evil beast of darkness must not be allowed to come out to do evil, either dead or sealed. Have you forgotten? At the beginning, the reason why he hurt the people was all the ghosts of the beast sect. The Phoenix girl Ming Baiyun Dance was afraid that she had something to do, so she cooperated with them and said coldly to the elders. He was controlled by the beast gate and lost his memory. That's why she took action against the people. This is not his original intention. Now that he has recovered his memory, he will not do that again. Saint, there is no guarantee of that. The elders said with painstaking care. Once the dark gas in their body breaks out, they are afraid that they can't control it, let alone others. Feng Huang was silent, which she really had no way. But she has no way, does not mean that others have no way. If you change that, you won't stop them from being together anymore. The voice of Cloud Dance came coldly. If these people's starting point was not for the consideration of the Phoenix family, she would not have told them so much. At this time the Cloud Dance see Feng Huang two people, seem to unconsciously think of oneself and dragon poor evil. How can give stop their person good face to see? The elders were stunned, nodded and said, "If the dark people can live in peace, we naturally don't want to get to the present situation. But how is that possible?" Cloud Dance sneered. "What you think is impossible doesn't mean others can't do it." Then, without giving them an explanation, he turned to the dark beast and said, "If you want to try, come with me." The dark beast nodded, and without thinking about it, he crossed the crowd and followed Yunwu. Anyway, he can't control himself. No matter what Yunwu says is true or not, he will try. One day, he will firmly grasp the hope of reuniting with his wife and children. Two people once again boarded the high platform. Cloud Dance gave Long Qingxie a look, motioned him not to let others close. Long Qingxie consciously when the guard. "Everyone, it's dangerous up there. You'd better keep away from it." The elders looked at this smiling face of evil spirit, as if an evil man languidly said for their consideration. Don't know why, inexplicably trembled all over for a while. As if encountering a terrible existence, one after another did not speak. On the high platform, Yunwu and the dark beast sat down face to face and soon entered meditation. Long Qingxie squints at the situation on the stage. A pair of slender eyebrows don't know what to think. Yunwu raised her hand and stuck it directly on the top of the dark beast's head. A pure force of evil bite was mobilized and penetrated into the dark beast's body. Although it's just a little bit, after entering the dark beast's body, this power can suppress the original power in his body. Even if the dark beast wants to mobilize it, it can't do it. Relax, don't resist. The cold voice of Cloud Dance came into the ears of the dark beast, and the dark beast obediently did it. Yunwu closed his eyes and carefully felt the power in the dark beast. Under her control, the force orderly concentrated the dark force in the dark beast, and all rushed to the position of Dantian, and formed a circle to encircle the force. Cloud Dance heart move. Directly in the dark beast's body set a seal. That force was also left in his body. Although the whole process was simple, It took 2 hours for Cloud Dance. By the end of the day, there were already fine beads of sweat on the forehead. Long Qingxia went directly to the high platform, helped her up from the place, let her lean on her own arms, and gently said in her ear, "Little thing, you've worked hard." Cloud Dance's mouth slightly hook up. Let the dragon Qing evil embrace her. Feng Huang rushed up long ago and helped the dark beast up from the place. The dark beast almost couldn't stand up when she got up. She shook her body and was startled. He relies too much on the dark qi. Now the dark force in his body is sealed by me, so he will not adapt. Cloud Dance says softly. Feng Huang nodded at ease. The elders also gathered together. I saw that the dark beast was extremely weak, as if she had experienced a great war. Leaning on Feng Huangnu, she was very petite, and the dark air on him disappeared directly. How is that possible? How did you do that? The elders looked at the dark beast in shock, almost speechless. What's more, he has already released his mental power to feel, but he still can't feel any dark power. Yunwu was not interested in explaining why. Now he asked coldly, "Elders, I have sealed his dark power. From now on, he will never be affected by the dark power. Now is it time to fulfill his promise?" The elders looked at each other, and they all saw their unwillingness from each other's faces. Now it seems that there is no power of darkness, but what if suddenly there is? So we still have to observe for a while. Yes, and even if he doesn't have the power of darkness, he won't harm people anymore. But how can the Dark Clan and the Phoenix Clan be together? What's more, she is our saint. If she is with the people of the Dark Group, I'm afraid there will be a lot of comments. Bang dash, Xiao Chou clapped one hand on one side of the pillar, and made a loud noise, which directly covered up the elder's noise. The crowd was startled. They looked at it and saw little Stinky's angry face. The rules, a group of dead old men, it's not appropriate to manage together. Is it necessary for you to agree with me when my parents are together? If you can't even be together, what's the use of being your saint? I don't think you deserve to be beaten. Today, I will teach you a good lesson, let you know Big Fist is the rule. After that, the golden light flashed, and a phoenix wrapped in the golden light appeared directly in front of the crowd. But now the golden phoenix, the golden light shining, seems to be mixed with a touch of red. As soon as the golden phoenix appeared, it seemed that there was another sun in the phoenix family. The golden light came down and almost shone on the whole phoenix family. In the streets and alleys, many people lean out their heads and look into the air. When their eyes reach the golden phoenix, they all look forward to it. The golden phoenix soared into the sky. The high sound of the phoenix spread all over the corner. The presence of the pharaoh directly changed his face. What's the matter? What is he doing? Shengguan looked at Feng Huang curiously. How do you feel that he is saying something to others? Feng Huang's face was shocked, and at the same time she was proud. He's telling the whole Feng Huang people that if someone objects to his parents being together, he will leave Feng Huang with us and never come back. We have nothing to do with all the troubles, honor and disgrace of the Phoenix people in the future. If you hear another word of right and wrong, don't blame his men for being merciless. Shengguan understands why the elders here have changed their colors. Threat. This is a naked threat. The phoenix flying in the sky is almost a symbol of the faith of the whole Phoenix family. If such faith leaves the Phoenix family, I'm afraid those elders who drive them away will not have any good end. Little Stink flew around in the sky and conveyed his message. Then suddenly lowered his head, cold eyes on the several elders standing on the high platform. The elders trembled and said, "Guard the beast." The next moment, a golden phoenix mouth, a red flame directly into a sword toward the bottom. The elders were startled and quickly dispersed. The huge pressure from the sky, the pressure from the blood make the elders almost breathless. After the red flame, small Stink directly lazy to start. The pure blood demon Huang can make the Phoenix family submit just by the pressure of his blood. Now he will exert all the pressure. How can these elders have the strength to resist? Long Qingxia explained with a smile. The pressure on the blood is much greater than the pressure on the realm. Cloud Dance nodded. No wonder those elders all lie on the ground and can't get up. Come back, that's enough. Feng Huang is soft-hearted after all. Seeing that the time was almost up, I was afraid that one or two of these elders would die. I said to the little stink in the sky. Little stink of Feng Ming seemed to be for these elders feel disdain general. This just turned into human form, fell down from the sky. For a long time, the opposition finally succumbed to the pressure of little stink. It seems that it is more difficult for such a pure-blood demon Huang to leave the race than to let the dark evil beast who has lost the power of darkness stay in the race. The elders think twice and finally make a choice. Xiao Wu, I said you've broken him. Look at this move, tut-tut. Shangguan shook his head and said to Yunwu. Cloud Dance glanced at him, Light said. Means vary from person to person. Shangguan scratched his head and thought Yunwu was right. The holy beast calms down. We are just thinking about the Phoenix clan. Since he will not do anything to hurt the clan, we will send someone to prepare his residence immediately and leave other things to us. The holy daughter's family is not reunited, so it's better to be reunited. With these words, the elders slipped away. Small stink into a human form, looking at their back, disdained to curl his mouth. Yunwu didn't go with Feng Huangv. She knew that family reunion was bound to have a lot to say, so she consciously left time for them. The night is deeper and the dew is heavy. Yunwu stands in the yard for a long time. Until Long Qingxia appears behind him, he sighs faintly. Long Qingxia steps forward and gently hugs her in his arms. He doesn't ask anything. He just looks at Yunwu's actions during the day and knows that she must be homesick. It's just her grandfather. They stood in the yard for a long time. And finally Yunwu took the lead to open the mouth. Everything here has been settled. I'm afraid the Phoenix clan doesn't have what we're looking for. Yunwu frowned and worried. It's a bit difficult to find all these things. Long Qingxia looked down at the cloud dance and knew that she had buried the missing in her heart. After all, she is not the one who puts all her feelings on her face. Instead of worrying about the moon, she should be happy with her actions. It's better to take advantage of these days to inquire in the clan to see if anyone knows the whereabouts of that thing. Long Qingxia suggested that his voice was very charming in the night. Cloud Dance nodded. This is good, after all. Little Stink just recognized his parents. There should be a lot to say. The two agreed to finish, and went back to the room together. When Yunwu tossed and turned, he just sat up and continued to practice. Since the promotion to Emperor Wu, the improvement of strength has been slower. Fortunately, after several battles, the progress is barely enough. Yunwu doesn't worry about it. His practice is accumulated over time. As long as he persists, there will always be results. From the second day on, several people didn't disturb Xiaoqiu, but they were distributed among the Phoenix family to inquire about the news. Until 3 days later, Cloud Dance decided to leave the Phoenix Kingdom without knowing the whereabouts of what she was looking for. Mama, are you leaving today? Small Stink to Cloud Dance side asked. Line of sight to the other side of the waiting Feng Huangv and Dark Beast, with a lot of reluctant. Cloud Dance in the heart move, on the face but light answer away. Yh. Oh. Little Stinky lowered his head a little lost. And Feng Huangv, 2 people have already come over, stretched out her hand to hold the small Stink in her arms. Be careful outside. Remember to come back more. Feng Huangv said in a low voice. At this time, she is like a saint of the Phoenix family, just like an ordinary mother, thinking about her child who is about to leave. Don't worry, I'm not a child. Little Stink curled his mouth and said haughtily. After these 3 days together, the parents have been closer than before, but Yunwu still occupies an irreplaceable position in his heart. Cloud Dance looked at the inseparable mother and son, hesitated for a moment, said, If you are forced to leave the contract, you can stay. As long as you are willing, I can solve the contract for you. Everyone was stunned. Rescind the contract? However, before everyone could react, Xiao Stink rubbed against Yunwu directly, looked at Yunwu wrongly and said, Mama, don't you want me? All of them sweat in their hearts, and make complaints about themselves. Why are they so big, or are they spoiled? Long Qingxia frowned and pulled the Cloud Dance into his arms. His sharp eyes turned away from Feng Huangv and the Dark Beast, who had been stunned, and said, Your mother is over there. Little Stinky glared at Long Qingxia and continued to look at Cloud Dance pitifully. Cloud Dance mouth a hook, The face is still cold. If you don't want to, when I just casually say. After hearing this, Little Stink was relieved and muttered in a low voice. I don't want to stay here. I'm tired of facing those stinky old men all day long. Feng Huang's eyes flashed a trace of sadness, but also did not say anything. Go out and practice. The dark beast came forward, patted the little Stinky on the shoulder and said earnestly, My child, you can't stick to the present situation. Only in the outside world can you grow up continuously. After hearing this, the little Stinky mouth grinned and said, I love this. Well, let's say goodbye here. It's time for us to go. Yunwu said, nodding to the person who came to see him off, and turning to leave. The priest wait. Feng Huang suddenly asked in a voice. I don't know where you are going next. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to find out where the flowers are. Cloud Dance turns around, and says to the Phoenix girl, The flower of Rattan? Feng Huang was stunned, and then said thoughtfully, I heard that several people have been asking about things these days, but I didn't expect it was this thing. Do you know where it is? There was a flash of hope in Yunwu's eyes, as if he had found a way out. Feng Huang nodded and said, I've heard of it, but I'm not sure. If you don't have a place to go, maybe you can go to the border of Mudu. Maybe it's there. The boundary of the wood capital? Yes, in this mainland of China, there are actually border areas of many countries. The human world occupies the largest area among all walks of life. However, all walks of life in other regions do not like to walk with others, so they choose suitable places to set up border areas. The entrance to the world of Mudu, I remember, is closest to your world. Feng Huang said in detail. I don't know. Do you have a map to enter the boundary of Mudu? Although I know the boundary of Mudu, it's the first time I've heard about it. I'm afraid it will take a lot of time to find the entrance. If Feng Huang has a map, it's certainly the best. Feng Huang shook her head. No, but if you want to find a map, maybe you can go to the College of Human World. College? Yes, in the human world. I'm afraid only the database in your Human World College can have a map of the entrance to the world of Mudu. You can look for it. Maybe you can find it. Smell speech. Cloud Dance is silent for a moment. Just say toward Feng Huang Nu. Thank you. One day in the future, he will come back to Phoenix. Anyway, this is his route. Don't worry. He of course means Little Stink. Feng Huang smiles and nods gratefully. This just watched people fly away from the Phoenix clan. A few people just walked a section of road. Shangguan then grinned to the side of Small Stink, a face of bad intentions. What are you doing? Little Stinky looked at him with a vigilant face. Shangguan ignored Xiaolukaku's face and said with a smile, You recognize your parents, and this time you have to travel far away. Have they prepared a lot of good things for you? Little Smelly was surprised. How do you know? Shangguan smiles more brightly. Little Smelly was stunned, which reflected that he was deliberately deceiving him before becoming an official. He immediately scratched his head in chagrin. No. Nothing after that. He ran to Yunwu. Shangguan pursued. Your parents are so noble, and you are their only child. They must have a lot of money, and they give you good things. Xiao Smelly stares, turns to Yunwu, and says pitifully, Mama, look at him. Yunwu glanced at Shangguan and continued on his way. Shangguan went up again. Is there anything interesting and delicious in it? Take it out and have a look. Don't hide it. I won't rob you. No more. Little Stink glared at him. Don't be so stingy. Come on, share with me, ah? What about people? In the middle of Shangguan's words, the little smelly figure suddenly disappeared. Look up to see Cloud Dance turn the ring on the hand. A face indifferent continued to drive. This just no Small Stink has returned to the space. Shangguan turned his lips and left the Phoenix family behind Yunwu. 3 days later. Zhou Dynasty, the gate of Yin family mansion in the Imperial City. Looking at the mansion still with the Cloud House sign, there was a faint undercurrent in Yunwu's heart. I couldn't see what emotion it was. In fact, without the existence of the people she was involved in, the mansion in front of her was just an ordinary one. However, I didn't expect that more than a year had passed since I left last time, and the Cloud House sign was still hanging. Of course, she didn't think that Zhou Batian would have such kindness. Little thing, why don't you go in and have a look? Long Qingxia put his hand around Yunwu's waist and said in a soft voice. Although he knew that the little thing in his arms was a colder person, he knew that although she always acted as if she was indifferent to everything, in fact, she had her own tenderness and didn't want to express it. This family she cares. Otherwise, I will not come back here after I come back from the Phoenix family. Nangong Yi and others also looked at Yunwu, but they didn't say much. Along the way, it seems that there has been an unexplained tacit understanding between them. Cloud danced but shook his head. No, here is empty house, nothing to look at. At the end of the speech, Yunwu turns around and intends to leave. When she came back, she just wanted to have a look, and was not prepared to stay long. Because there are too many things have not been completed. 10,000 Beast Gate one day does not extinguish. Grandfather one day does not come back. Her root has nothing to settle down. However, when Cloud Dance turned around, there was an open moving sound from the closed door. A moment. You wait. A husky voice suddenly called for the exit. When Yunwu and others heard this, they stopped and turned around. A woman in a long black dress and a veil stood at the half-open gate of Yunfu. At a glance, Yunwu recognized who the woman was. Yunxinger, the first lady who let the maid leave her on the cliff. It's really you. Are you back? Yunxinger's eyes flashed a touch of embarrassment, but there was a glimmer of brilliance. Yes, it's brilliant. It's like seeing a straw. Yunwu doesn't have much affection for Yunxinger. However, she remembers that she hasn't recovered what she did to her. However, at this time the door of Yunfu was opened, and several figures came out one after another. When those people saw the Cloud Dance, they were stunned at first, but then they were excited. Is it a little dance? It's really you. You're back. A middle-aged man, almost in a hurry, rushes to Yunwu and reaches for Yunwu's hand excitedly. Dragon Qing evil feet a move, embrace Cloud Dance to avoid that man's hand. The women in my family don't like other people's hands and feet. A voice like evil spirit, but with irresistible dignity. The middle-aged man was stunned, and his hands were frozen in the air. He looked at the dragon who was beside Yunwu and followed the Shangguan and other people. This combination of handsome men and beautiful women has attracted the attention of many passers-by since their appearance. And the breath on them is so calm that people can't detect any of it. We can guess that their strength has reached an amazing level. Are these people the partners of Cloud Dance? The middle-aged man's originally excited mood gradually began to converge, but the joy in his eyes was more and more deepened. I'm sorry. I'm really rude just now. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Yunfeng, the head of the Cloud family whose branch is in Ningqing. I'm also the cousin of Xiaowu. Cousin? Cloud Dance smell speech, not from of tiny Cu raised eyebrow. Does the Cloud family have branches? How come she never knew? However, for the Cloud family, she seems to have never paid much attention to anything except her grandfather. She didn't know that the Cloud family had branches, and it didn't seem strange. However, it seems that she has never seen this so-called cousin. How can he recognize her? Yunfeng is also a sharp-eyed man. Naturally, he saw the subtle changes in Yunwu's expression and immediately explained. More than a year ago, after the destruction of the master of the Cloud family, there were some mysterious people who took your portrait to look for people all over the Zhou dynasty, and the branch of the Cloud family in Ningqing was almost washed away. Fortunately, the niece of Xinger arrived with people, and the branch of the Cloud family was saved, but Xinger herself. Speaking of this, Yunfeng obviously stopped for a moment. However, Cloud Dance saw that Cloud Star Sun's dress at this time with just her that voice, roughly also guess what? Xinger has paid a lot for the Cloud family, but my cousin has no ability. Now that you are back, we Cloud family will have hope. Yunfeng said at the same time, looking at Yunwu eyes full of expectations. Including the men and women who just came out, they all looked at the Cloud Dance with excitement and joy. And their eyes seemed to see the hope of life. Indeed, in the past year or two, the Cloud family, which used to be prosperous for a long time, has now become fragmented. In addition, under the slaughter of the Beast Gate, there are few surviving members of the Cloud family. The only thing left in the blood of the master of the cloud family is the abandoned cloud star, who is dancing with the cloud in front of him, who has changed from a waste to a genius. I believe that no one in the three kingdoms knows the legend of cloud dance. At this time, the cloud family needs a belief support, a person who can give them hope. Obviously, the person in their heart is Yunwu. Don't stand at the door. Let's go in first. See, cloud dance doesn't seem to make any statement, Cloud Peak said in a hurry. And a few people at the door also reacted immediately. Yes, yes, come in. I'll get something delicious right away. Looking at these strange so-called cloud family members, Cloud Dance in the end are loose, with Yunfeng into the house. Dragon Qing Evil several people also followed in. And just after the door of the cloud family was closed again, those passers-by who looked around from the roadside finally got together and whispered some voices of discussion. It turns out that those young people just now have something to do with the cloud family. At this time they don't want to stay away. They are also involved with the cloud family. They are very bold. Yes, since the Yun family was exterminated, as long as they are related to the Yun family, they have all fallen into bad luck. I don't know if you have heard that the Morong family in Los Angeles seems to have something to do with the ninth lady of the Yun family. More than half a year ago, the whole Morong family was bloody washed. That's a tragedy. I've heard about it for a long time and it's nothing new. However, there's something new recently that you absolutely don't know. What's up? Let's hear it. I heard reliable news that half a year ago, not all the Morong family were killed, but they were secretly rescued by Ouyang family in Shuicheng. A middle-aged man whispered mysteriously. Ah, is that true? Of course, the news only came back last night. You think everyone can hear it? If this is the case, Ouyang family in Shuicheng is also very brave. Who said it wasn't? However, those people did not know that their voices were all heard by the people who had just entered the gate of the Cloud family. Yunwu's face was completely black when he heard that the Morong family had been destroyed half a year ago. A storm is about to come of suppressed murderous gas, seem to hide not to live of quickly spread toward all around. Yunfeng, who is leading the way, seems to feel this sudden murderous atmosphere. He stops and turns his head to look at the cloud dancing people who are standing at the door. Xiao Wu, what's the matter? I have something urgent, so I won't stay. I'll ask Uncle Yu about the cloud family. The cloud danced towards the cloud peak and said, almost without any hesitation. As soon as he brushed his hand, he raised his head and called in the air. Jinling, come out. Ouch! A cry of carving, with a golden light passing by, suddenly broke the air. In the twinkling of an eye, you can see a huge and powerful golden carving. The void appears in the mid-air of the roof of the cloud family. This scene, but instantly surprised the pedestrians on the street outside Yunfu. Yunwu didn't say anything, but with a leap of body shape, his sensitive body had already stood behind the golden carving in the blink of an eye. Dragon Qing Evil see this, the radiant of the corner of the mouth, slender posture floating leap, in the twinkling of an eye to stand beside the cloud dance. I'll go to Shuicheng with Xiaozi first. You can follow me. What? You? Shengguan's words are not finished. As soon as the dragon's voice fell, the golden eagle raised its head and sang, and its huge wings flapped. After a violent wind, it turned into a streamer and disappeared in full view. What's going on? All the pedestrians on the streets around Yun's house seemed to be shocked by what they had just seen. Just now we didn't see that, did we? That's advanced flying warcraft, right? Yes, it must be. I've seen it from the book records. It seems to be a high-level spirit beast, a rare kind of gold carving. It's the girl who just entered the cloud family. Inside, Nanganji looks at the direction of Yunwu's disappearance, but he shakes his head, but he doesn't know where to take out a flute. Under the white sand, after the flute pasted on the thin lip, a strange sound effect suddenly spread silently. What are you doing? Shengguan was going to catch up with Yunwu, but Nangong took out his flute and asked strangely. But Situlan said with a smile, this sight belongs to our Nangong child. What's your hurry? Mingbai glanced at Nangong and said nothing. Pray for the night that nature is still a face of cold silent. However, after hearing this, Yunfeng's several people can't help looking at Nangongyi in surprise. Although he found some excellent companions around Yunwu, he didn't know that Nangongyi, the son of the national teacher, was one of them. Well, you are Nangong. Roar. However, without waiting for Yunfeng to play, a distant roar of warcraft came through the air. In the twinkling of an eye, we can see that 3 advanced flying beasts have hovered on the roof. Go up, hurry up, I think I can catch up with you. Nangongyi said. A white figure has jumped up, standing behind a flying beast, praying for the night to see one eye. The figure also one jump, ride together with South Palace. Situ Lan grabbed Meng Bai by his side, and jumped like a leopard on the back of the flying beast. Ouch! With 2 roars, the 2 flying beasts have quickly chased the direction that Yunwu just left. Hey, what do you mean wait for me? Shangguan, who had been slow for half a beat, looked at each one of them going first, and immediately couldn't help shouting anxiously. The next second, the body also jumped up quickly, riding on the flying beast to catch up quickly. One by one, they left in a hurry, so they didn't notice how many people were shocked by their behavior today. Yunfeng's several people, including the Cloud Star Sun, looking at the direction of those people to leave, for a long time cannot recall. Water City. It is clear that it is in broad daylight, but at this time, the city is so quiet that no one walks around. When Yunwu and Longqingxi arrive in a hurry, this is what they see. It's quiet. No matter the streets or alleys in the city, there is no one, not even the gate guards. This situation is obviously not right. There is no one. It seems that something has happened to the Water City. The voice of Dragon Qing Evil Spirit, slightly low mouth, standing behind the golden carving, overlooking the cloud dance in the Water City from a high altitude, his brow twisted. Go to Ouyang's first. As soon as the words were finished, the golden eagle had landed and flew towards Ouyang's home in the city. Changchang. Vaguely, it seems that some weapons are fighting each other. It smells of blood. As soon as it came down the city, a smell of blood came. Cloud dance eyebrows see you. The next second, the body has jumped from the body of the gold carving. Wind elements wrapped into a purple light, toward the direction of the fighting sound mountain. Come on, hold on. Hold on, even if we die, we should protect the people inside. As soon as he got close to Ouyang's house, he heard an urgent cry. When Yunwu arrived, he saw that Ouyang Mansion, the original gorgeous Water City leader, had been destroyed in a mess, and the smell of blood was thick all around. Corpses, blood and killing have completely stained the whole street leading to Ouyang Mansion. The only remaining bodyguards of Ouyang family have reached the limit, and forced them to retreat step by step. Hundreds of black-robed people surrounded the whole Ouyang Mansion. The killing never stopped. This time, I must be uprooted. The Dharma Protector, the leader of the black-robed people, spread his voice in a low and dignified voice. Yes, I saw that those black-robed people around were more fierce. There were few bodyguards left. At this time, there was nothing they could do. The only thing they could do was to block the entrance to the inner room with corpses, even if they were dead. The low end will count for a while. However, when a long sword pierced the guards, poop poop, a strange knife came into the flesh. Several bodyguards thought that they would die, but in that second, they were shocked by the sudden scene. A big knife with black flame fell in front of them, and the bodies of the 7 or 8 black-robed men, who had just attacked them, fell down like that. 8 for 1. It's amazing. It's really scary. Yunwu came forward, pulled out the big knife inserted in a corpse, turned his eyes to the silly guards, and then turned to look at the black-robed people who were also stunned behind him. You killed the Morong family in Los Angeles? He asked flatly, but the voice spread to every person in black robe. At the same moment, the black-robed man suddenly reacted. It's you. You are the Cloud Dance. This is a positive sentence. For more than a year, they took the portraits and went through the whole Zhou dynasty. They were absolutely familiar with the appearance of Yunwu. The leader's Dharma Protector flashed a surprise. After searching for more than a year, I almost killed all the people who had relations with the Cloud family. Finally, I saw the true face of this Cloud Dance for the first time. Haha, today is a good day. Since you send it to me, I'm not polite. The head Dharma protector immediately yelled to his followers around him. What are you doing? I'll catch her quickly. Who caught her? This Dharma protector will be greatly rewarded. See, a drink, all around black-robed people immediately with hit chicken blood, straight to Cloud Dance. Cloud Dance see this, the corner of the mouth but evoke a sneer, the bottom of the eye of the kill but full burst out. Come out and give me a man who can destroy all these beasts. A sound falls, several ray of light suddenly flash out. There was almost no chance for those black-robed people to react. A kind of strangulation started after those lights flashed. Little Stink didn't take the shape of a phoenix. Instead, it took human nature and fire elements to form a long sword, launching a new killing mode. To deal with these small scum, it's not worth turning him into a prototype. Lan Yu, not to mention, with his heartless spirit of ice, killing these dregs is like frozen dumplings. Bai Shuer and Shi Tung of course didn't even try their best. Killing these people is like cutting straw. Hongling is not out a lot of time this out, it is wantonly joy devour. Red Fire Dragon, in fact, is more like Hongling than killing people. Although it's not as delicious as women, it hasn't eaten people for many years. Today it's an exception. Scream, accompanied by more and more strong smell of blood, spread in this dilapidated Ouyang mansion. This is more than a fierce reckless posture. I was totally shocked by the bodyguards of the Ouyang family. One by one they were staring at each other, but they almost didn't drop their chins. However, from their eyes, we can see the more and more obvious shock and horror. Yunwu's strength breaks through Emperor Wu. As long as it's a contract beast with her, her strength will break through. So it's really overqualified to deal with these beasts at this time. Therefore, Long Qingxia watched the bloody unilateral massacre from beginning to end. He likes it very much. Of course, he preferred to look at his little woman, so powerful and murderous. The head Dharma protector of the Beast Gate looked at the scene in horror, just arrogant expression. At this time, don't be scared at all. Instead, the whole body was scared and trembling back. Too terrible. She is the summoner, but also multi-department summoner? And strength run. The only idea of the leader is this word. So he turned around and almost didn't think about it. Whoosh. Poof. The big knife with black fire ran straight through the back of the Dharma protector. The blood flowed from the corner of the mouth, and the horror in the eyes had been fixed forever. I'm afraid that today's 10,000 beast men will be in complete panic, until they die in a moment. Mama, it's done. Small stinky padded clothes stained with a drop of blood, quickly Chaoyun Dance said. Lan Yu, they have also stopped. Hundreds of black-robed people have been turned into corpses, except for those swallowed by Hongling and Red Dragon. Master, my side is better. Hongling rarely comes out of the space, but also goes straight to Yunwu. However, the original giant cannibal, in a red light, turned into a handsome young man. It can also be human. Little Smelly looked at the redling who turned into something similar to himself. He turned his lips and habitually stretched out his hand to give the redling a punch. Mama hates that you eat people. It stinks. Are you disgusting? Go and play by yourself for such a long time, and I won't play with you anymore. You think I came out to play you? Well, as soon as you meet, you will quarrel all the time. Why don't you go back to space first? Cloud Dance is helpless. Finally a word, let Hongling stop. Recently, he has been suffocated for too long. He doesn't want to go back to space immediately. However, at this time, Yunwu didn't pay much attention to them. Instead, he crossed the corpses of the guards and walked towards the inner room under the eyes of the shocked guards. That you? The bodyguard responded, almost immediately dragging his wounded body to keep up. What do you want to say? You are Miss Yunjiao, aren't you? Well, that's great. We thought we could never wait for you anymore. I live in our family. Let's swear to protect the Murong old lady in it. One day you will come. If you do come, I'll let you go. Oh, all nerves. After confirming the identity of Yunwu, the bodyguard seemed to be completely relieved. Before he finished speaking, his body seemed to have fallen to the limit and directly fell to the ground. Cloud Dance quickly squatted down to detect his pulse. There is also a breath. After taking out a pill from the space and putting it into his mouth, the healing power of water element is wrapped in him. A few seconds later, he saw that the guard took a long breath and woke up from the coma. Miss Yin. You're okay now. Here are some healing pills. After you have a rest, you can give them to the injured person. With that, Yunwu put the medicine bottle in his hand into the hand of the bodyguard. Then, without waiting for what the bodyguard was saying, Yunwu got up and walked quickly towards the inner room. The dragon's evil spirit naturally follows. Indoor. The room is sealed all around. It's a protective room. However, as soon as Yunwu entered the room, he was shocked. There was a bad smell in the room, and a dead body lying on the bed. Yes, the body. The original kind face, lost a lot of weight, but still is peaceful and loving, very calm lying in bed, just like sleeping. This corpse is not someone else. It was the Murong old lady who saved her, and made her feel warm first. But what Yunwu did not expect was that the farewell of the Cloud family became a farewell. Grandma, a soft call sounded in the room. However, this cry is doomed to never be answered. My heart is like being gnawed by an ant. As she gets closer to the bedside step by step, my heart aches deeper and deeper. In my memory, Old Lady Murong's love and warmth are still felt by her. But it was lost forever. Originally, she thought that if she was not related by blood, even if she felt warm, she would not really feel much pain. But at this moment of Cloud dance, but found himself wrong. Looking at the Murong old lady lying on the bed, Yunwu only felt the pain in her heart. Yes, she cares. She cares about all the people who have given her warmth and recognition. In fact, she is not as cold-blooded and heartless as she imagined. She couldn't stand anyone taking them. Losing them, fists tightly clenched, nails deep into the heart of the hand, a sad anger, from her painful heart in bursts of rise. Beast Gate. Another Beast Gate. Don't be sad, there's me. Long Qingxia's warm voice, gently brushed at the same time, the powerful arms hugged her. His women seldom shed tears. But now, the people of the Beast Gate made her cry again. One day he will hand it back to her. Just now, Yunwu's tears across his face were quietly wiped away by the dragon. But he couldn't erase the deep sorrow in her eyes. Ouyang Mansion, just when the little stinks were boring and trampling the corpses, several long calls came from the distance. Less than a moment. The 3 flying beasts have slipped from high altitude. Shwa shwa. 5 figures leaped from the 3 flying beasts. That's settled? It's so fast. It's not waiting for us. Shangguan glanced around the mess. Needless to say, he understood the killing battle just now. Meng by smell speech, direct white eye he. Wait until you come, afraid day lily is cold. Why didn't you see them? Situ Lan's eyes swept around, but he didn't see the Cloud dance and the dragon's evil. Langlang stands on one side of Lan Yu. He looks at several people coming, and turns his eyes to the room. Inside. 2 words are very concise. It's really cold. Worthy of the ice system. Shangguan raised his eyebrows and looked at the Blue Yu in blue clothes. He muttered with a smile. However, a few people are also tacit understanding toward the mess of the house. Just a few people just walked to the door of the room. A few people's steps stopped, the original look of laughter sank quietly looking at the house. Cloud dance and dragon pour out evil, with the old woman's body on the bed they are facing. The identity of the old lady, maybe they don't know what it has to do with Cloud dance. But can let Cloud dance hear the news, face big change, non-stop straight to come, also contract beast all out of kill that group of people. From this can see, Cloud dance care about her nervous. When Shangguan and several of them came, Yunwu knew. With a moment's time, the sadness in the air seemed to be gradually converged. Grandma, don't worry. I will get it back for you and Murong family. A very light sentence, not much ups and downs of emotion, but can be heard from the words of a decisive. One day, she will destroy all the beasts in the world. Let's go. At the end of the speech, Yunwu didn't stay much, so she turned around and walked out of the room with Longqingxi. Nangongi Shangguan, several people, just standing at the door, looking at the clouds coming out, tacit understanding did not ask what. Brush. A flame covered the only undamaged room in front of the public. The fire of Zizi soon enveloped the whole house. Standing outside the house, the light of the fire reflected on the clouds. Several people. The temperature is very high, but no one back. Cloud dance a few people, so stand by the fire. I send Morong old lady. Quick firefighting. At this time, I saw just a few surviving bodyguards rushed in from the outside, with a face of panic. That's the only thing they're told when their master is arrested. That's the task they are going to guard with the lives of number 100 brothers. Several bodyguards, almost all half fell and half ran in, picked up the things on one side, and went straight to the fire to put out the fire. Unfortunately, the fire is too big for them to stop. Don't save it. I set the fire. Cloud danced to turn a head of sea that really don't want the life of a few bodyguards like, open-mouthed to say one. To tell you the truth, the loyalty of these bodyguards makes people admire. Miss Yun, it's old lady Morong in the house. The owner told us that we must. He let you guard, is not to wait for me. The bodies of the Ouyang family leader and the trunk of the Ouyang family were not seen around. It is estimated that they were captured by the people of the Beast Gate. The body of old lady Morong has obviously been dead for a long time. Even if the corpse is not rotten by special means, the stench of corpse has already existed. If she guesses well, it should be to let her see old lady Morong for the last time. Just in order to give her such a favor, led to the whole Ouyang family destroyed. Really worth it? After hearing this, the bodyguard gradually calmed down. However, the sadness in the bottom of my eyes is so strong. At the cost of the lives of the 100 brothers, he turned into the dust of a fire. For a moment, he really didn't know how to adjust his mind. The other bodyguards, too, could not suppress the sense of sadness in the center. Today, in the name of the summoner, I swear that one day, I will personally destroy the Beast Gate and get back to you and those who died for me. Cloud danced that words, let a few bodyguards' body all a shock, immediately, then see their bottom of the eye desolation is replaced by a fierce hatred. Miss Yun, please promise us that when the day comes, please take us with you. Maybe our strength is not strong, but we dare to give our life. We must also save our family and avenge our dead brothers. Yes, Miss Yun, please take us with you, please add me one. Several bodyguards asked with determination. For such a request, Cloud Dance will not refuse. Good. In the future, its opponent will not only be her Cloud Dance, but also all human beings. Morong family, Ouyang family, 2 families, 2 cities. All of these should be included in the head of the 10,000 Beast Gate, which makes Yunwu look for the natural elements to destroy the 10,000 Beast Gate, and deepen her perseverance. When she prayed for those, it was the time when the Gate of Beasts was destroyed. After leaving Water City, Cloud Dance, several people did not return to the Imperial City, but directly went to the border of the King Warrior College. Since returning to the human world, Yunwu seems to have been on the road continuously, almost without stopping. Another day. When night came, several people finally arrived at the college. However, Cloud Dance didn't let long Qingxia. They followed her into the college. For them, the boundary of inner college is really just a small hindrance. However, when they returned to college this time, Yunwu doesn't want to make a fuss. She just wanted to find the map quietly and set off immediately. Among the 5 natural elements, she has found 4, and now she is only short of the last one, the flower of wood. Quiet night sky. After entering the inner college, a figure is like a ghost, familiar and fast drifting towards the library of the college. Originally, I thought that all these would be carried out in silence. But I don't know, as soon as she entered the college, she disturbed someone in the training tower. Open the stone gate of the library. The light suddenly lit up in the stone room. Friend, are you back? Long time no see. A rather pleasant voice came from the inner room. I saw. The door opened. A handsome young man came out. Pitia Huan. By the way, how did she forget that this Pitia Huan was the night owl in charge of the library? You. However, without waiting for Yunwu to open his mouth, he saw another figure coming out behind Lianawen. Old Tower? Back. How come you always sneak in this big night when you come back? The voice was kind and calm, but that pair of deep and unpredictable eyes, but a Cloud Dance body. Soon, a look of surprise flashed through his eyes. Emperor Wu, the speed of your breakthrough is amazing. Yunwu frowned slightly. Even though her strength exceeds that of Emperor Wu, she still can't see through the strength of the old pagoda. Therefore, his strength is still higher than her. What is the origin of this old man? However, Cloud Dance is not the time to think about these problems. Mr. Ta, I really need your help when I come back this time. It's better to ask the elder directly. What's the matter? I'm looking for a map to get into the entrance to the boundary of Mudu. Yunwu says it directly. The boundary of the wood capital? After thinking for a while, he looked up at Yunwu and said, Are you sure you want to go there? Well, I have to go. Tower old looking at Cloud Dance good half ring. Don't know what to think, finally, or sigh. Some things are really doomed. Even if how to stop them, the gear of fate will still alas after muttering, he sighed again. Pity, Huan, find out the map of the boundary of Mudu. The old tower spoke. Pity Huan but frowned. This Cloud Dance back to find the map? But in the end he walked into the inner room. Half a ring. Then he came out with a piece of leather map. This is the map of the boundary of Mudu. Remember to be more careful this time. When the old tower handed the map to Yunwu, he asked in a low voice. Yunwu put the map away and nodded. Thank you, elder. I'll pay attention. It's getting late, so I'll go first. Cloud Dance does not delay time, ready to turn away. Pity Huan but hurriedly called a sentence. Hello, you go now. What else? You haven't finished the last story? Cloud Dance alung, immediately think of at the beginning in order to exchange advanced martial arts, and do business with him to tell a story. How long has he been thinking about it? Cloud Dance for a time, I really don't know whether to cry or smile. However, it is undeniable that the original time, in fact, still let her miss. After saying goodbye to the old pagoda, Yunwu several people rushed to the capital of Wood World according to the map route. Although I'm not sure if the flower of Rattan is in the capital of the Wood World, I think I've got the news that I've gone to the capital of the Wood World. Xiao Wu, I've been on the road for such a long time. Let's find a place to have a rest first. Shangguan looked at a simple inn road not far ahead. This road, seen from the map, is the only way to the capital of the Wood World. This inn is the only place to rest. If you have a rest here, you will have a good rest. Cloud Dance micro-jaw head. Then have a rest. These days have been on the road, but also a little tired. Several people behind nodded in agreement and went to the inn together. A thatched cottage. Behind is a row of neat rooms, whether it is stop and go or accommodation people. Whenever passing here will stop to rest. Little too, good wine and good food. Shangguan yelled at shower. The cry attracted many people's eyes. Yunwu glanced at Shangguan, indicating that he should keep a low profile. After the food and wine came up, Yunwu began to eat first. She ate very fast, but she did not lose her elegance. Her manner also had the feeling of arrogance and coldness. Dragon Qingxia looks at the Cloud Dance. The radiant of the corner of the mouth is rising bigger and bigger. This little thing even eating makes it hard for him to look away. Watch your eyes again. Cloud Dance glanced at him and said something helplessly. I thought you didn't know someone was watching you. The dragon leans evil ruffian to smile. Do you want to know how I deal with such people? Cloud Dance micro-lift eyes with a lazy smile. Yes. Long Qingxia dotes on a smile, puts down the chopsticks in his hand, and looks at her lesson seriously. Cloud Dance looked at him, the hands of purple fighting out, a pair of chopsticks into a phantom, flying out in an instant. Ah! 2 screams followed. Sitting in the corner of the 2 people covering their chest, the pain fell to the ground. The chest is also inserted with a chopstick. Blood is spilling along the chopsticks. Suddenly, because of this moment, the atmosphere of the whole inn became a little strange. Many people have long swords in their hands, ready to go, and others have a sense of killing. Yo, how can these chopsticks hurt people out of thin air? A woman with sexy clothes, long hair and extremely coquettish came out in time before things got out of hand. Because of her arrival, all the people were restrained, and the atmosphere of the inn returned to normal again. Cloud Dance looks at that coquettish woman. Indifference of Mao Sun tiny cool. This woman, there's a way. Just now those two people were the running dogs of the Beast Gate. And a small part of them should be related to the Beast Gate. So when they saw that the people of the Beast Gate were injured, they wanted to fight. And those people, because of the appearance of this woman, stopped. The woman intentionally or unintentionally glanced at Yunwu, showing a smile that she didn't know what to do. Then she looked at the two disabled by Yunwu chopsticks, and said with a charming smile, "Throw it out, don't dirty my inn." Throw it out. The cloud dances the vermilion lips to stir up the arc which is not easy to detect, dares to defiantly challenge 10,000 Beast Gate, is a woman who can cause the gaze. When the woman's words fell, several people who looked like shop assistants came over and dragged them out directly. Their actions were extremely rude. They screamed and fell all the way and disappeared at the door. It's settled. Please continue to eat. Don't affect the elegance of the meal. The woman angrily smiles, and her manner is graceful and charming. After everyone continued to eat, the woman took a look at Yunwu and walked over with a charming smile. Her steps were enchanting and noble. Yunwu glanced at the woman, who was also looking at her. But in the twinkling of an eye, the woman's eyes fell on Qi Yi's, as if they had known each other for a long time. "Do you think the food in our restaurant is good?" The woman sat down in Yunwu and asked with a smile. Cloud danced slightly jawhead. "Not bad." The woman a smile, then looked to pray for the night. "Old friends meet, also don't say hello?" Pray Night even did not look at her one eye, self-catering to eat. The woman seems to know the nature of praying for the night very well, and her attitude of ignoring her is not embarrassed. On the contrary, her smile is stronger. "Are they all your friends?" Everyone seems to be very capable. When Yen, praying for the cold night, raised his eyes slightly, "It's none of your business." The woman chuckled, then looked at Yunwu. "I still like you. You have a deep hatred with them. You don't know how to handle them. They, of course, are the beastmen who were almost killed by her. There is no deep hatred." Yunwu took a sip from her teacup. "Deep hatred is not enough. It's just some enmity." If enmity is also deep hatred, she agrees with this statement. The woman is mysterious smile, and then also took a cup of tea and drank. "In this case, I look forward to when we need to meet." After that, the woman turned and left. Who is she? Cloud Dance looks at that woman. Always feel not simple. Praying for the night, he stopped to eat and raised his eyelids. The owner of the inn, the eldest daughter of Shenmin family. Once the eldest daughter, Cloud Dance a smile. It seems that there should be an explosive bag between them. But anyway, I live here tonight. Deep in the night, the moon is bright and the stars are sparse, insects are rustling. Under the bright moonlight, a cloud is pressing down to cover the bright night. The inn deep into the night is very quiet. Dong dong. There were some unusual noises outside the inn. Yunwu is lying on the bed and suddenly raises her eyes. She is just nourishing her spirit. She hasn't been sleeping. Now this strange sound is coming into her ears, which is very clear. A slight aroma passed by, and the figure on the bed was gone. Yunwu stood in front of the window and looked out of the inn. A quick shadow passed by her eyes and disappeared outside the inn. Although it was only a moment, she caught it. And the man, it seems, was injured. Just as she was thinking, 3 black-robed people suddenly glanced over her eyes, followed by the figure that had just disappeared. "It's from the Beast Gate. They're after the man?" Suddenly, the airflow in the room is tight, and the whole room has no abnormality except the curtains which are still shaking with the wind. In such a big forest, birds and insects are constantly singing, leaves are rustling, and the sound of branches being broken is spreading, followed by the strong suppression of killing intention. "Give it up." The black-robed man stood in front of a man in a fierce voice. The man on the other side was white-haired, white-bearded, tired, and in a state of tatters. The bloodstain was clearly visible. There were many wounds on his body. He looked about 60 years old. After chasing the old man for such a long time, "You are not tired." "The old man is tired." The old man with white beard looked tight. Suddenly, a bright dagger appeared in his hand. He was surrounded by fighting spirit and stabbed at his chest. Pop, the sound of the dagger being interrupted. "It's easy to die. I'll give you something to enjoy." The voice of the man in black was a little colder. What are you talking about all the way? The old man doesn't understand what you're talking about. The cloud dance hiding in the night heard the old man's words, and a sneer passed quietly. I don't know what was chasing and running. You know you can't run away and kill yourself? Search. The man in black in the middle waved his hand, and the two men in black on both sides instantly shot at the old man with white beard. The old man with white beard was seriously injured. He didn't even have the strength to run. He didn't have the strength to deal with the two people whose strength was above Wuxia. He just didn't do it, so he was caught. Two black-robed men searched the old man for a long time and found nothing but a few pills. The black-robed man handed the pill to the leader. The leader squeezed the palm of his hand and threw the pill away in anger. It was obvious that the pill was not what they wanted. Wuxia, what's the advantage of the capital of the wood world for you? You don't want to die for them. Tell me where it is. Whatever you want. The old man doesn't know what you're talking about. Cloud dance and eyes gathering. The capital of wood world? Is that old man from the capital of wood? Looking at the old man, her eyes were so deep that she couldn't see the color. It seemed that he was determined not to hand over what the Beast Gate wanted. And the people of the Beast Gate will either kill him, or take him back to the Beast Gate. But no matter what the possibility is, it's just a matter of dying sooner or later for him. Take him back to me. The man in black roared in complete anger. Just 1 second before the man in black was about to touch the old man with white beard, a powerful force came down from the sky, and the irresistible black flame attacked and stained the surrounding. The sudden strength made the man in black take back his hand and step back. Who? The black-robed man who took the lead looked at the cloud dance, and the burning anger in his eyes had not yet subsided. Under the dark clouds, you can't see your fingers, you can't see each other's face, and you can only judge each other's strength by breath. The black-robed people can't measure the strength of cloud dance, so they are more cautious. I'll take this man. She dropped her eyes to see Wuxia. Then she picked her eyebrows to see the man in black robe. The momentum of the black flame sword in her hand didn't fade at all. She had strength when she looked at it. Who do you want from the Beast Gate? I dare to accept the people that Yama wants. There is Seed. The black-robed man glared and waved his hand. Two black-robed men attacked again. The light of the black flame broadsword ignited the night in an instant, and the power of Emperor Wu rose. The whole forest changed color in an instant. The remnant leaves were flying in the air, and the remnant branches were flying in the air. They all gathered together and turned into a sharp blade that could not be stopped. With the wave of the black flame broadsword, the remnant branches and leaves took advantage of the power and went straight to the black-robed man. The remnant leaves were scattered in all directions, just like a blade. Each remnant leaf was stained with the power of Emperor Wu, and instantly beat the two black-robed men away. Can he be mine? Yunwu put away the black flame dagger to deal with them. It's a bit overqualified to use the black flame dagger. Who on earth are you? You can go away. What they want must be very important. If they don't die, go back and pass a message to Shangguancong. More people will come after him. Then she will be able to be a good friend. The man in black looked at Yunwu warily. Some of them didn't believe her, so they let them go. With her strength, it's easy to kill them. You think you've had enough. Cloud dance sneer, just like a mandala in full bloom in the dark. The man in black snorted coldly, and a shiver disappeared in the night sky. The dark clouds receded and the pale moonlight reappeared. Thank you, little girl. Wuxia reluctantly stood up and said poof. A mouthful of blood splashed on the ground, and the spots bloomed in the moonlight. Cloud dance in the middle of the air in the hand, also holding a magic grass. See immediately magic grass handed Whitebeard. Whitebeard pushed and shook his head. It's a miracle that the old man can live up to now. Don't waste such a good thing. After being tormented by the Beast Gate for a long time, his spiritual power was almost exhausted. He was already an empty shell. No matter how many good things he had, he couldn't make up for what he had lost. Cloud Dance put in the air of hand-stiff moment. Little girl, I'll give this thing to you. I'll give it to the little lord for you. Only he can protect the capital of the wood world. It must be do help me. The old man with Whitebeard's eyes were congested, and he couldn't do it. Wait, where is he? Cloud Dance grabs Whitebeard's clothes and asks anxiously. It's not a big deal to help him. It's a big deal where the man is. By 10,000 poof. The old man with Whitebeard had blood flying from his mouth. His long beard was stained with blood, and his eyes were always calm. Cloud Dance willow eyebrow tight. This just found Whitebeard body already dead. Don't know to rely on what thing just barely to now. The body is dead. Eat magic grass is also a waste. She looked at the small brocade box handed to her by the old man in her hand. It was only a quarter of the size of the palm of her hand. What was it that made the beast gate chase him so hard? And he just said, little lord, no name, no surname, where to find her. All of a sudden, she found that she really had a good job. Anyway, she wanted to go to the capital of the wood world, so she found the young master by the way. If she couldn't find him, she couldn't help it. Well, it's not sure whose it belongs to in the end. In the distance, the magnetic voice is like the wind passing by. The smile of evil spirit is the most beautiful voice in the world. Dragon Qingxia comes slowly in white clothes. It's so lazy and charming. Yunwu stood up, looked at the dragon, put the wooden box in his arms, looked tired, and then waved to him to come quickly. The evil figure of Dragon Qing came to her, and looked at her bewitchingly. She said, touch, sleep and be satisfied. Cloud Dance white he one eye, squat down. Dragon Qing evil sword eyebrow a yang, pour also happily squat down. Cloud Dance mouth opened a similar strange smile, rubbed up his back, fell on his neck, found a comfortable position. Go straight, go until I wake up. Smell speech. Dragon Qing evil spine a stiff, enchanting golden eyes a helpless flit. So thoughtful service, so use it's a waste. No waste, I use it sooner or later. Say it again. I'm tired. I won't say it. If you don't say it, I'll throw you away. I'll leave you if I say it. Next to the stream with catkins hanging upside down, two figures stand upside down on the surface of the sparkling lake, with the fragrance of flowers blowing by, causing ripples on the surface of the lake. The two figures dangerously swayed back and forth, but they were still closely connected, and did not separate. In the middle of the night, there are only two even breaths left in the silent surroundings. Sa-sa. The noise of the leaves broke the quiet environment. Long Qingxia opens his eyes and looks at the little things in his arms. His thin lips evoke the radiance of evil. Do you hear me? Under the provocative fragrance of flowers, the person in his arms closed his eyes and said a word. Long Qingxia's golden eyes sank slightly and brushed her hair in front of her forehead. She said in a soft voice, have a good rest. Suddenly, the white figure like a white fog, disappeared in place. Then more rapid changes constantly linger, vaguely still with a few sound. Give me what the old man gave you. The speaker's voice was a little painful, and his breath was a little short. Looking around, all the 5 men in black fell to the ground. Now this is the only one left. I haven't seen anything. Long Qingxia's eyes drooped and played with a hair in his hand. His voice was flat. What he said was the truth, and he didn't see anything. Then why are you shooting at us? It's not a guilty conscience. The dragon tilts evil gold mouth to slightly lift. The facial expression passes a silk of danger. Because you disturb my clear dream. Because you disturb my woman's dream. The black-robed man's body was stunned. He saw the danger in his eyes clearly. His eyes glanced at a place in the distance. There was no abnormality. The black-robed man's face changed slightly. Then he looked at the dragon, surrounded by the black breath in his palm, and suddenly attacked the dragon. Under the moonlight, the black figure hid in the air, but in the next second, it seemed to be impacted, straight back, disappeared under the moon. All of a sudden, a slight change came from behind. At the moment when Dragon Qingxia looks back, a black ghost figure passes in front of him, attacking the figure lying leisurely in the distance. That blow, with the potential of a landslide, is absolutely enough to break into pieces. 10 meters, 5 meters, 3 meters, 1 meter under the fierce palm wind. The green silk shakes violently, and some sharp points sweep across the face. Just half a meter away from the heart, the bony palm suddenly stops, and an épée separates them. The black-robed man's rigid 1 second, the body's uncontrolled retrogression, the sound of trees breaking, the sound of stones breaking, the sound of bones cracking, and then the sound of screams. Cloud Dance micro open eyes, looking at the dragon standing beside the evil, Yu Wei. Come slowly. But she mentioned half of her heart and almost did it. Dragon Qing evil thin lips a hook, in the moonlight showing a gentle radiance. Wei Fuin, nothing to worry about. He has already found out the existence of that person. He didn't see it even if he didn't intend to appear. If he had to appear, maybe he could consider letting him take a breath. But now his life is up to tonight. Cloud Dance languidly again closed his eyes, back to him narcissistic. But the corner of her mouth could not escape his eyes. The smile was more intoxicating than ever, just like a dream. In the distance, the black figure has been staggering up, ragged robes, countless skin scars unbearable. Looking at the figure slowly coming in the night, step by step, it looks like a god. It behaves like a demon, but its breath is like death. In the early days of Wuzong, his strength was already on the top of the 10,000 Beast Gate, but he was beaten black and blue by the blow he hadn't made yet. How deep was his strength? In other words, these people who were once played with applause are now opponents that cannot be ignored? Are you here to ask for something too? Long Qingxia looks at the person opposite and fades into the quiet channel. The black-robed man's eyes narrowed, and the old man gave it to the woman. Where are the things? Here it is. A crisp and lazy voice came from behind, and then something was thrown over. The man in black wanted to grab it. After a step, the thing had been taken by Long Qingxia as if nothing had happened. Bring me the things. Black-robed person Canthus one stare, low deep roar Wei. Do you still have the right to ask me for something? Long Qingxia smiles and plays with the brocade box in his hand lazily. The man in black had no reply. You two have always been the targets of the beast sect. Hand over the brocade box. Maybe I can spare your life next time. They all know the strength of the beast gate. There is a great chance that they will be forced to die. They must be moved by a card in their hands. You think so? It's in my heart of fear. The dragon was smiling and playing with the brocade box. The next second, a bright dagger suddenly appeared with cold silver, which made people shudder. So will I give you that chance? At the end of the speech, the black-robed man's eyes suddenly glared. His white eyes were filled with scarlet blood, and his eyes were full of disbelief. You. Bang. When he fell to the ground, the man in black robe held the dagger on his chest, and his eyes didn't react. Dragon Qing evil thin lips slightly pursed, cool thin smile, turned to Cloud Dance. The only way to hurt his woman is to die. It's not good to have that idea. Little thing, all the problems have been solved. With a smile, Long Qingxia lay down along the Cloud Dance and fished her into his arms. Why kill him? It's bloody. Cloud Dance glances at him, with a trace of complaint, but there is no trace of complaint in his eyes. There is only thin cool. He wanted to kill you, I killed him fair. Long Qingxia's golden eyes narrowed in a radiance, enchanting as if they were teasing people in his arms. Cloud Dance white he one eye, move away to look at his eyes, push him to stand up. Solve him to be equal to solve a lot of trouble, also can. She's saying he's trying to solve the problem. Of course, she knows very well that he is not a person who is afraid of trouble. And the more reason is the one he said, but she can't think so. That guy is a disaster. At a glance, he can't get away from the disaster until the end of the world. Looking at her back, Long Qingxia shakes his head helplessly. Killing someone just to solve the future trouble. Little thing, where you are, there is always trouble for your husband. How can you care about this one? Of course, he also knew that this little thing was right and wrong. Why did he stay with him for so long? Or was he so cold? It seems that he needs a good training. In the distance, the sky is gray, and a remnant of rosy clouds rises slowly. The noisy night is now completely quiet, leaving only the sound of birds cheering and the breeze blowing with the fragrance of flowers. After the morning, Yunwu left the inn and went to the capital of Wood. Before leaving, the charming landlady wanted to give Yunwu a whistle, but he was rejected by Qi Yi's. He also saw that the woman had some problems with Qi Yi's, But he left without asking more questions. Intuition told her that they would see each other again in the future. After leaving the inn, Jean Ling arrived at the capital of the Wood World for almost 3 hours, and it was already noon when he arrived at the edge of the capital of the Wood World. This should be it. In the distance, there are many peaks, towering green trees, and the smell of wood is fresh. It is absolutely a place with fresh air and comfortable travel. The world of wood. One of the words behind is smashed by something. I can't see it clearly. It seems that it should be a word. Mengbai looks at the stone tablet not far away, some depressed way. The stone tablet in the distance, emitting the color of trees, looks like it should be a spiritual stone, but the bottom word is dented by something, so it's hard to see clearly. Cloud Dance slightly frown. How to say is also a big family. The facade is smashed. Is it a bit too strange? Go in and have a look. Situlan also felt strange. Cloud Dance slightly jawhead. Mind again emerge another doubt. The dragon tribe has a border, and there are special people to guard it. There is only one border. The Phoenix tribe is surrounded by the Red Flame Desert, which is an excellent defense. Why is there no defense or protection for the capital of the Wood Kingdom? Is it too rampant or something else? Walking on the way to the capital of the Wood World, she looks at a crack somewhere for a long time. Her indifferent star eyes hide doubts. Why are there traces of fighting here? After entering the capital of Wood World, the scene in front of us surprised everyone. 100 trees withered, green grass withered, should have fresh breath, but mixed with a muddy suffocation taste. There is no vitality around, like a dead city. Entering the capital of the Wood World, the scene before them is the same as they imagined. There are chaos everywhere, collapsed houses, dried up blood, and the mess of fighting. You can see it everywhere, and you can't smell a living breath. If you continue to walk in, the underground in the distance has collapsed like an abyss, and the capital of the wooden world has been transformed into an abyss. What kind of terrorist force can make such a big depression? Xiaowu, it seems that someone came one step earlier than us. Shangguan looks at the distance, his eyes are dim. In the distance, the corpses were like mountains, piled up into stalls. It seems that they were moved after death. It should be them. Situlan has a point. She knew that he was talking about the Gate of Beasts, but why did the Gate of Beasts destroy this place like this? Is it for the box in her hand? What's in that brocade box? The old man said that he asked her to give things to the little master. It seems that he escaped here, and the little master is still missing. Someone. The dragon falls to the evil and sinks into the voice. The next second, a gust of wind swept in place. Several people have hidden up. Lord, I've searched all over, but I haven't found it. Waste. Yes, then we. Keep looking, and I'll find it when I dig 3 feet. Yes. It's Shangguan calendar. The cloud dances the pupil Mao tiny am I. Return is really the enemy road narrow. It's only one night since he left the Phoenix clan. Even though he was expelled a little earlier, she just stopped at the inn for one night, and he took people to destroy the capital of the Wood World. It's really fast. Besides this brocade box, what else is he looking for? Shangguan's scarlet eyes and the breath under his black robe were even more strange and dark. He seemed extremely angry. Also is destroyed the entire wood boundary capital, has not found the thing which wants, is not angry really is not the human. Suddenly, Shangguanli turned and left. Pa. A clear voice echoed in the dead space. Shangguanli stops when he hears the sound and suddenly looks back at the source of the sound. When he looks at the primary Taoist cloud dance, the anger in his eyes is instantly suppressed and replaced by the extremely cold Sun Han. Cloud Dance looked at Shangguanli has found them. Micro-sigh. Originally just want to do a soy sauce secretly leave, now good. Looking down at the upper officer. A white bone had been broken by him. It seemed that it was an arm bone, a woman's arm. Yunwu gets up and gives Shangguan a big bang. This guy Shangguan's innocent Chaoyun dance shrugs, retreats 2 steps, and the white bone, which is divided into 2, shows up in front of several people. They all have an idea at the same time. This bone is too fragile meet so soon. Shangguanli figure suddenly appeared in front of several people. Voice deep anger way. Cloud Dance looked at Shangguan calendar. What's the matter? You don't have to talk about the past, do you? Smell speech. Shangguan calendar corner of the mouth emerge a touch of gloomy smile. Since all appeared, don't hurry here? Suddenly more than a touch of darkness, strong black wind hit, Cloud sighed to hide, perfect to avoid a blow. This hide, let Shangguanli heart clapping for a while. She unexpectedly broke through Emperor Wu. Never leave it. Kill them. At the command, the black-robed people who just appeared swarmed in, and they were fierce. Nanganji Situlan Mengbai, Shangguan, Kai's deal with those black-robed people, while Yunwu and Longqingxi deal with Shangguanli. Fierce Lingbo constantly around. The sound of sword collision is endless, like a fairy method, curling around. Killing will instantly die the capital of abandoned wood world. Suddenly, the cloud-dancing dragon suddenly stops. The figure of Shangguanli has disappeared in front of us. The speed has not yet been captured by them. Wow! The sound of a shallow tearing of the air rattled on their backs. In the moment of looking back, the black phantom is close at hand. The next second, the dragon Qingxia Ape attacked, blocked the attack, but was shocked by the strong force for several meters, and then hit the stone peak, which stopped. At that moment, Cloud Dance drew up a fire dragon and circled it to attack Shangguanli. Bang! Shangguanli couldn't fight back. He took the next blow, and the whole chest was eroded by the fire dragon. The fire dragon actually penetrated his body directly. And Cloud Dance, mouth slowly out of a touch of blood, can't stop, face also with pale, that fire dragon received damage, is her body received damage. That blow Shangguanli hurt, she also hurt. Just when they were in a stalemate, 6 different positions and 6 figures came at the same time. The breath suddenly whirled between them. It was protection for her and death for him. Yunwu wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and looked at Shangguan with a coquettish and bloodthirsty sneer. It's over. Shangguanli glanced at 6 directions. His eyes were full of blood and terror, but he didn't want to resist. Instead, he seemed to bear the next attack, the next 6 people attack. He looked at Shangguan with sharp eyes. It was his son. Now Shangguan's mouth was tight, and his strength did not decrease at all. For him, the 6 men's strike was seriously injured. If he escaped, it would be 7 people's life. He can't betray or allow it. Bang bang. With a loud noise, it shocked 100 miles around. Dust was flying into the clouds. Hurricanes were raging all the way. Everywhere they went, there were landslides, rocks, and the earth was shaking. This loud noise has attracted the people of the 10,000 Beast sect who are coming to support. Now, the cloud danced toward the dragon to pour evil to shout. In the distance, Long Qingxia narrowed his eyes and read something in his mouth. Suddenly, a huge cylindrical transmission array suddenly appeared. At that moment, everyone jumped into the transmission array without hesitation. At that moment, the people of the Beast sect had rushed to the capital of the Wood World. Vice Lord, we'll see you later. Cloud Dance helps Long Qingxia and tears out a sneer, although the smile is forced. Just now, her purpose was to send her strength into the muscles of Shangguanli. If he used the cultivation power, his muscles would burst. But she was also hit by Shangguanli's powerful blow. Now her chest is still aching. And Dragon Qing evil is to help her fight for that second cannot respond to the time. So with the heart has the spirit, do not need words. Suddenly, a shadow stood in the cloud, overlooking them in the border. The cloud dances, the eye ground passes a silk surprised. Go up official grave? There was a trace of surprise in everyone's plain eyes. Even if I haven't seen him praying for the night, Nangong Yi Situlan and Mengbai are all surprised. What's the matter with the breath of death that kills all life? Baijian's sky was suddenly attacked by the smell of darkness. Everyone fell into darkness in front of their eyes. All of a sudden, it was so quiet that only the heartbeat could be heard. Papa. The teleport array seems to have been cut off by something and is disappearing. The fierce power came, all the people's heads roared. They closed their eyes slowly and fell into the endless darkness. Under the dark erosion, we can see that the figures are separated rapidly by the broken transmission array, and the aimless distance is getting farther and farther. Let's make the best of ourselves. Hot, it's very hot, it's so hot that you can almost smell the burning of your skin. What is this place? Why is it so hot? Rolling on the rocks, a purple figure curled powerlessly on the ground, cold lips arc micro-motion, muttering constantly, repeating a word, hot. Her nose moved, clearly smelled the smell of barbecue, and her hair suddenly stood up, cold sweat DC. Roasted. A big drink rang out, purple figure suddenly bounced up. She glanced up, down, left and right, only to find that it was an illusion. When she saw the rolling rocks under her body, she suddenly became alert. All this was not an illusion. Looking around for a week, this is a mountain, a flame mountain, a burning flame, rising heat wave. Looking around, there is no trace of vitality of the bare flame mountain. Is this a volcano? She stepped forward, but before she stepped out, she fell to the ground with a staggering thump. The strong dry feeling of her body made her unable to resist the heat beyond her body. She felt that the water in her body was constantly losing, and her skin was cracked due to lack of water. What's the matter with the flame mountain? It's not burning, it's just drying? What to do? Cloud Dance raises eyes to look like all around. There is no place to avoid, but where there is shade, there are flames and heat waves burning. A layer of skin on the arm has dried up and began to open, like a piece of scales, constantly upward, and finally fell on the rock and disappeared. If it goes on like this, it will become a mummy. All of a sudden, her star eyes slightly lifted, and the tip of her nose carefully sniffed the taste of the heat wave. Barbecue, barbecue. The smell of barbecue just now is not an illusion. She forced up her body, but fell down again because of the pain from her chest. She tried to summon Jinling, but because of the injury, she couldn't convey her mind to her. He carefully sniffed the source of the barbecue flavor, locked the direction in front, exhausted his last strength, the wood element sword, and a long wooden rattan with no head crossed the igneous rock. She tied the rattan to her waist and said, "Close up." The rattan quickly shrinks and disappears, and the purple figure disappears in a moment. It's so hot that I can't feel it. It's like my skin has died of thirst, but I can still feel the pain of my clothes being worn, and my back being scratched. No matter what the wood element is dragging, she carefully inspects the source of barbecue flavor around. Suddenly, she fixed her eyes on a stone cave. There is a cave. Take it. The wood element disappears with the sound. Cloud Dance lies on the rock. The vision is a little fuzzy, hazy. It seems to find that there is no burning flame and rolling heat wave in the cave. That's it. Cloud Dance closes Star's eyes slightly, uses all strength in this final gambling. This wipes the strength to use, either dies or lives. It's up to fate. All the strength bet on this note. The figure turned into a mist, and instantly reached the cave. Cool, it was her first feeling after she entered the cave. After feeling the humidity and coolness in the cave, the skin becomes much more comfortable. The soul that is close to collapse seems to be satisfied, and the body functions recover most of the time. Yinwu sits with her knees crossed. Now Longqingxi's whereabouts are unknown. She doesn't know where she is. It's really tricky. If the remnant array scattered them to every corner, it's really a capital failure. I hope they can all be the same as her, and have no life in danger. Surrounded by purple fighting spirit, and assisted by magic power, she began to heal. As long as she was well hurt, she could go out. Only when she went out could she find them. The magma field near the Shunmin family. The endless flame slurry, with the heat of melting ancient artifacts, is eroding. In the magma, a white figure floats in it. The white robe is stained by the magma, and the body seems to have been eroded by the flame magma. At this time, during the War of the Divine World in ancient times, the residual strength of the divine summoner formed a magma field, which went directly to the bottom of the Earth's surface and never disappeared for 1,000 years. Through the gap, Long Qingxia looks at the pale light, and his thin lips smile. He was relieved that the little thing was okay. He had no resistance to the magma. His body was eroded by the magma, and was constantly broken. He was not sure whether he would leave forever in the next second. The body became more and more transparent, almost integrated with the magma, leaving only the golden eyes still shining. Little thing, if you don't have a husband, you must live well, even if it's to find me. Somewhere isolated from the world, the ancient forest has a bleak roar, a dark atmosphere and a sense of killing everywhere. If you are not careful, you will be swallowed by wild animals. In the dark forest, Nanganji, wearing white gauze, is very cautious. The warcraft here is different from the ordinary warcraft. It seems that there is only killing, almost crazy killing, and its strength is much higher than the ordinary 8th level warcraft, and its form is unheard of. Shwa. A tiny shadow passed him quickly. Hiss. Nanganji took a breath, and his chest was already red. A hole as thick as chopsticks has appeared in his chest. It was just caused by the little thing's blow. He is so cautious, but he still has no way to defend. This is warcraft in the ancient forest. Endless forests, like virgin forests, don't know when to see the light again. The flaming mountain is full of fire, and the crackling sparks are ringing. Oh! The terrifying roar made Yunwu open her eyes. What came into view was a little thing as big as a fist. The cloud danced in a daze. The little thing before the meeting was all red like a flame. If you look carefully, you will find that it is like a person's participation. It's just that the four are too short. If you don't look at them carefully, you think they are small turnips with small facial features. They look very cute. Yunwu immediately wanted to reach out and touch her. But before she reached out her hand, there was a little radish in front of her. Roar. A roar which could almost shake the world came from the small mouth of the beast, with a strong energy wave. Cloud dance in the heart a startle. Immediately Luck Purple Fighting Spirit will body wrap, and stretched out his hand to cover the ear. This just resisted this beast roar. I can't see that you are so small and have such a big voice. Cloud Dance stares at Small Turnip to say, Who are you? How dare you compete with me? The little turnip moved again. This time, however, the sound was not the roar of an animal, but the voice of a young child. Cloud Dance mouth slightly smoked. This little guy with who learned domineering, small man, listened to the voice also know must not be what adult, unexpectedly in front of her to domineering style? But one thing she understood was that the little radish in front of her was the owner of the cave. Find a reason to stay. Since this thing has a way to make a cool cave in this environment, there must be a secret. In the sea of knowledge, the voice of Black Pride rings out. I feel that there should be a lot of good things here. Cloud Dance a corner of the mouth hook, in the heart but not from some surprised. It's hard for her to be transported to this hell place, and she even has welfare? Now when I think about it, I find a reason for myself. I was sent here for no reason. I can't stand the heat of the volcano, so I came to you. Excuse me. Cloud Dance eyes turned, facing the radish. She suddenly became patient. It seems quite spiritual. If possible, Yunwu really wants to know more about it. Human? Radish looked at Yunwu strangely, turned around and turned his butt to Yunwu, and walked towards it. At the same time, coldly said, The king's place never accept anyone, you'd better leave science, otherwise don't blame the king for being rude to you. Looking at the little radish twisted little by little, Yunwu was surprised to find that the radish didn't have legs, but walked like a human. It was just that the legs were too short and cute. Cloud Dance and music. Originally you have legs, is a little short. A fire element attacks directly at the front door. With fierce murderous spirit, it seems that it will never die. Cloud Dance body shape move, quickly to one side flash. Lift an eye then see that Small Turnip turn round to come. The face anger of stare at her. How dare you, human being, laugh at me? I want you to live like death. Radish was so angry that he rushed to Yunwu next moment. Cloud Dance corner of the mouth a hook. Since there is no way to get along well, then she does not mind in this radish to have a good time. As soon as the palm turns, a blue water element appears in the palm. To deal with this little guy, if she uses Guwu dagger, she's really worried that she won't be able to cut it, so it's better to fight with her directly with water element. Water and fire conquer each other. I'd like to see if your fire is more powerful, or my water is more powerful. The cold voice of Cloud Dance came to Radish's ears, which made her more angry. Human beings, I will make your life worse than death. Radish a roar, beast mouth a piece, blazing fire released. If the flame is put in other places, It must be severe. But after seeing the pure yang yen with little stink, no matter how severe the fire is, it doesn't feel severe in Yunwu's eyes. What's more, as the contract beast of Yunwu, Xiaoqiu can also be used when Xiaoqiu understands pure yang. No matter how bad it is, the fire element in Yunwu's body also goes up to a higher level. It's too small to hurt her with this kind of fire. At present, Cloud dance a cold drink. Also don't resist, let that flame toward oneself hit, like a huge beast general devour her. Radish's face was just a little better. Looking at the clouds engulfed by the tongue of fire, he said coldly, a little human dare to be mad with our king, and finally he can't escape death. After that, he turned his head, twisted his butt, and was ready to leave. Is that all you can do? A cold voice came from behind. Radish trembled and turned his head in disbelief. I saw in the burning flame. The figure of Cloud dancing slowly came out. The corner of the mouth raised a taunt arc. Set off the fire behind, a publicity. How did you do that? Radish is waiting for his eyes to see Cloud dance. However, waiting for him is not Yunwu's answer. After Yunwu came out of the flame, on the flame behind him, the water element condensed and poured directly on the flame like a waterfall. When the fire meets with water, it makes a zizi sound, and the water vapor spreads. But in a moment, the whole cave became as misty as a fairyland. Looking at the Cloud dance standing in it, Radish thought that the human was pretty good looking. Don't think that's all you have to do. Radish heart has been timid, but the face is not weak silk. Knowing that there was no way for the fire, this time, Radish directly used a melee attack and rushed to Yunwu. Those two small arms in front of, unexpectedly stretched out sharp claws. As a kitten pounce on food in general a roar, directly toward the Cloud dance's face, speed is extremely fast. Yunwu was surprised. He didn't expect that this guy's speed was so fast. He quickly flashed to one side. The purple fighting spirit picked up and wrapped himself up. At the same time he quickly flashed away. Shwa shwa. Radish hit not. Attack again toward the cloud behind the past. Like a wild cat in general, persistent scratch. Yunwu knew that if he didn't fight for self-defense he would not get any good results if he was scratched. However, even if there is self-defense, the result is not sure. I can't just dodge anymore. Cloud dance says to oneself in the heart. Then he quickly turned around, turned his palm, and a black flame sword appeared in his palm. The next second, Cloud danced mercilessly. The black flame from the sky spread from the sword, like a fire dragon, toward the Radish. Radish heart surprised. The black flame let her feel the sincere danger. Quickly want to get out of the way. Who knows that the flame seems to be entangled with wisdom, and all the places it has been formed a cage. Before long, Radish was trapped in the cage formed by the black flame. Radish stopped in the air, looking at the fire cage around, although did not feel the high temperature. But he knew that the temperature of the flame was controlled by the human in front of him. If he didn't obey, he would be hurt by the high temperature immediately. I didn't expect to underestimate you. Radish stares at the cloud and says in a gloomy tone. Yunwu suddenly feels that this little guy is really like a pet. It's good to keep her close to him. But thinking that he still had business to do, he put down the idea for the time being. I'll ask you a few questions, and you have to answer them truthfully. Yunwu looks at the Radish and smiles. Radish closed his mouth and didn't speak, as if he was unconvinced. Cloud Dance is not worried. No matter whether he has the meaning to answer, he directly began to ask. Radish, I ask you, are you Warcraft? What kind? Why do you look so strange? Radish essence? You Radish staring at her. Did not expect that this human so hateful. Even said she was a Radish? You are the Radish. Your whole family is the Radish. The king is the ginseng, the king of ginseng. How dare you, a man with short knowledge, say that I am a Radish after listening to this? Yunwu automatically filtered out the dissatisfaction in Radish's words, picked out what he wanted to know and continued to ask. So you are ginseng? How can you look like a Radish? Then I ask you, why is the environment around here so hot, but you are so cool here? Radish side of the gas want to go up to grasp the human face, while flashing eyes. She seems to be thinking about whether she wants to answer this question or not. After all, she doesn't want the human to know her secret. Although there is anger to cover up, but Cloud Dance is still very good to find the eyes of Radish. Cloud Dance can't help but say, "You don't think too much, I'm just asking, after all, you can survive in this kind of place with extraordinary means. I have to look for some of my friends. I don't adapt to the outside environment, so I have to ask if you have any way. What can I do?" Radish Doodlemouth said, "This cave is not I do, just I accidentally found to live down." "Is it?" Cloud Dance looked at the radish in front of him suspiciously. Of course Radish eyes a stare. "Don't you believe this, King?" Cloud Dance smile said, "You say is true or false is not important. I am not satisfied is important." Radish listened to this, immediately heart alarm, vigilant eyes staring at the cloud asked, "What do you want?" Cloud Dance mouth a hook, raised his hand to the radish. See that sleeve-long finger move 2 times at will. That black flame instantly moved, like a fishing net, slowly close to the middle, a little bit close to the radish. "What are you doing?" Radish screamed, looking at the little bit of black flame close to him, felt the threat of life for the first time. "There's nothing to eat here, so I'll have to roast some ginseng. I'll just make do with it." Cloud Dance said leisurely. Hand action did not stop, still a little bit toward the radish. "No. You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. You can't find it anyway. It's better to eat first. If you can find it, let me go and I'll tell you." The radish screamed. Raise an eye but discover Cloud Dance is squinting an eye to look at her. Seem to say to her words very suspect. And the black net is still in a little bit of shrinking, just about to stick to his body. Radish quickly said, "Really I know why, you let me go I'll take you." Cloud Dance fingers move. The black flame stopped in an instant. Radish can't help but feel relieved and look up at Yunwu. "Can you let me go?" Cloud Dance mouth hook, palm turn. Black flame instantly into a fire rope, a head wrapped in the radish side. As long as she move will immediately tighten. The other end is in Yunwu's hand. You radish eyes a stare, angry looking at the cloud. "It seems never been treated like this. We just met, you want to kill me, I have to do some insurance, don't you?" Cloud Dance looked at Radish said with a smile. But the smile did not reach the bottom of the eye. Said the words also let Radish irrefutable. Yunwu waved and said, "Lead the way." Radish no way, had to go in front of dejected. One person and one radish went to the deep of the cave together. Yunwu was not afraid of her tricks, so she followed them with integrity. Radish looked at the ferocious. In fact, the temperament is very simple, although proud, but also do not know how to play tricks. At this time to see that he was defeated in the hands of Cloud Dance, he really obediently took her to his treasure hiding place. There is a secret road in the deep of the cave, which has been going underground. There are no stairs in the secret road, and it doesn't look like claws. Yunwu touched the wall of the secret road, and his face turned black. "You burned it here?" Yunwu asked the little radish who was leading the way. "Of course." Radish was very proud. "My fire is very fierce. Everything can burn. None of those warcraft who dare to fight against me is invincible in my fire, even human beings." Say general words suddenly stop. Small Turnip looked at Cloud Dance. Cloud Dance eyebrow a pick, a face curious appearance. "Human also how?" Radish mouth a shriveled, depressed said, "Not how." Then obediently continued to lead the way in front. They walked along the secret road for a long time. The deeper they went, the cooler they felt. Finally, Yunwu even felt a little cold and shivered. He quickly resisted in his body, which was better. What is in it? How can we open up such a cool place in such a hot environment and make people feel cold? Cloud Dance, more curious, cannot help but urge the radish to go faster. Finally, the end of the secret road came, and they walked out of the secret road, only to feel that they were suddenly enlightened. This is Cloud Dance Zheng Lung looking at the space in front of, surprised speechless. Only before we met was a huge cave. In this cave, there are all kinds of things in disorder, including herbs growing near the volcano, refined pills, volcanic rocks with rich fire elements, etc. Cloud Dance can't recognize the whole for a moment. However, it can be seen that most of them are fire elements. This radish must have collected them for a long time. Although it's rare to put it outside, it's not rare near the volcano. Cloud Dance is just shocked by the number at the beginning. When we look at everything, it is no longer as surprised as it was at the beginning. What really shocked her was that there were so many fire elements here, but the cave was still very cool, even suppressed the fire elements. Where is this? Cloud Dance turns to ask the radish around. I saw Radish proud of a turn said, my treasure hole. The Cloud Dances the corner of the mouth to smoke. Of course, she could see that it was her treasure hole. She asked, why is there such a place? However, before Yunwu asked him what he said, he saw the radish run forward and turn left and right in the pile of things. Cloud Dance curiously stood aside to watch her movement. The black flame has long been taken back, but he is not afraid of what tricks he will play. The big deal is to catch her again. I saw the radish turned for a long time, suddenly cheered. Found it. Then 2 small claws will hold a small bottle. Huan Tuo ran to Yunwu in front. Here you are, this is it. Radish will pass the bottle in front of Cloud Dance, Awkward said. In fact, just on the road when Yunwu put the flame away, Radish had no such big resentment to her. After all, I can only blame myself for being inferior to others. Anyway, it's useless to keep this thing. There are several more. It's better to give her one in exchange for her freedom. Yunwu suspiciously took the small bottle from Xiao's hand. He shivered all over and was surprised. The small bottle is made of jade. It seems that it was made by human beings, but I don't know why it came here. You can feel the temperature when you start with good jade. The material of this small bottle is obviously superior, but when you touch it, Yunwu feels like touching a piece of ice. Cloud Dance immediately look. This will be in the body of the cold away. This is Bing Padan. It said that it was made in extremely cold places. It can resist the heat outside. Radish's tender voice rang out and explained to Yunwu. As long as this thing is around, it will not be damaged by the volcano outside within 10 meters, even in the crater. But you have to keep one for me, or my cave will be destroyed. Yunwu looks at the proud Radish in front of her. Although she is very distressed, she still makes a generous appearance to let her take it away. She can't help but feel funny. Yunwu opened the bottle and saw 5 ice soul pills in it. After thinking about it, he took one out and took it with him. The rest of it was loaded and the bottle was handed back. Here you are. Radish alung surprise over, still don't believe opened the bottle to see. Immediately put down the heart. But soon he looked at Yunwu strangely. Don't you know the value of this thing? If other people are afraid of one, they will not leave it for me. Cloud Dance looked at the appearance of Radish, obviously a pair of don't understand the world. Suddenly he had patience, squatted down and looked at him, and said, your cave can be so cold. Even if the Mingdan medicine is put in the ground, the cave above can be cool. I must have wasted my mind. If I take one, your cave will be affected, so I will reduce the influence to the least. With that, Yunwu stood up and prepared to leave. Well, it's time for me to find the person I'm looking for. Thank you for this pill. I'll give it back to you when I have a chance to save people. Radish was stunned. Before she had finished what Yunwu said, she saw that she was going to leave. She threw the bottle back and ran to stop Yunwu. She tilted her head and said, don't you take something with you? Now it's Cloud Dance's turn. I don't understand. What does this Radish mean? Why are you so nice to her all of a sudden? Give Dan medicine again and let oneself take thing? What she doesn't know is that Radish hasn't contacted several human beings since she was born. In her impression, human beings have always been greedy. Originally, I was ready to rob her. Even the Warcraft often wanted to rob him. But I didn't expect that Yunwu took only one pill, which was just to save her friend. She even said that she would return it to her. Suddenly, all kinds of anger and resentment were thrown aside. I just feel that the human being in front of me is very good. The simple-minded Radish doesn't want to let her go. Why should I take things with me? Cloud Dance can't laugh and cry of say. If other villains or fierce beasts were involved, she would loot them all. However, the Radish in front of her was a person who was fierce on the surface and simple in mind. All these things were collected by him. How could she rob them? Suddenly, hearing Radish ask, Yunwu begins to doubt whether he has become a good man. Don't you collect all these things? Just keep it for yourself. Cloud Dance Light said. Then he added, I've got the ice soul pill. Radish scratched her head with her paw. Although she didn't know what Yunwu thought, she always felt that she should take something with her. So he quickly said, You see, those are rare good things, if you like, which can be taken directly. The corner of Cloud Dance's mouth smoked. Really don't know what to say. Small Radish see Cloud Dance appearance, immediately more anxious. Then suddenly thought of something like, said, You wait for me, and then ran back to the pile of things, with two small claws everywhere, eager to find something. Cloud Dance looked at him in surprise. As if this little guy didn't let himself go without taking something from him? I remember. Radish pickpocket for a long time did not find anything. Suddenly a pat on the head called out. Then he ran to Yunwu, where the mouth of the beast was open, and the faint red glittered in his mouth. A moment later, the Radish vomited toward the ground, and a small thing fell to the ground. Radish picked up, happily sent to Yunwu's side, pulled Yunwu clothes, motioned her to squat down. Cloud Dance a face inexplicably did. Squat down only to find that this little guy is holding a piece of red ruby. My mother left it to me, and now it's for you. We don't know each other anymore. Remember to come to me when you have time. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.